Welcome to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Chapter 41. Hospital. How come you weren't beaten to death? Zhang Ling looked at Chen Feng lying on the hospital bed and waved his little fist. It is truly a scourge that will last for thousands of years. If I had gone a little later, this B**************** D would have died from excessive blood loss. Tisk tisk tisk. With so many scars on your face, let's see how you can tease other girls in the future. I don't know why, but I looked at Chen Feng lying on the hospital bed. Zhang Ling felt an inexplicable sense of satisfaction. There seems to be some gloating. At this time, the blood on Chen Feng's body had been cleaned by the nurse. His handsome face was covered with various wounds caused by rubbing against the ground. It was like making pieces of pudding for Chen Feng's face. Boom boom boom. Just then an investigator stood at the door of the ward and knocked on it. Come in, Captain, this is the on-site information. After the investigator came in, he handed a document to Zhang Ling and then began to introduce it slowly. Captain, the investigation results are out. The man at the scene is the trainer of Salamence we are looking for. This man is Chu Guocheng, 43 years old, and his ancestral home is Shangjiang. One of the most wanted Pokemon hunters in my Yanhuang region. He has been poisoned by some kind of toxin and is dead now. The investigators told Zhang Ling everything they learned. Have you found out where Zhang Xiaoyu is? Zhang Ling nodded and asked about Zhang Xiaoyu's whereabouts. Zhang Xiaoyu was the assistant to Lu Shuyun before. Chen Feng had said before that the mastermind behind the Salamence attack was Lu Shuyun's brother. But there is no evidence. Now Chu Guocheng has been killed by Chen Feng. The only witness who wants to testify against the Lu family is Zhang Xiaoyu. But ever since Zhang Xiaoyu left with the crowd last time, she seemed to have disappeared from the face of the earth. So far they have not found any trace of Zhang Xiaoyu. Not yet. The investigator shook his head. Okay, I understand. Go ahead and do your work. Let me know as soon as you have any news. Now that the situation was mostly understood, Zhang Ling signaled the investigator to get back to work. She stayed behind to look after Chen Feng. When Chen Feng wakes up, she still has many questions to ask him. It just so happened that she had nothing to do this afternoon. Yes, Captain. After the investigator left, Zhang Ling looked at Chen Feng lying on the hospital bed. I never thought that Chu Guocheng, the Pokemon hunter wanted nationwide for so many years, would die in his hands. Some time ago, in order to investigate the Salamence attack, she checked all the information about Chen Feng from elementary school to high school. I found that Chen Feng was a person who was so ordinary that he couldn't be more ordinary. From childhood to adulthood, apart from excellent grades and handsome looks, there was nothing else that stood out about him. It was during this period of time that he demonstrated his outstanding talent as a trainer. In less than a month, it was impossible to defeat a junior trainer. Now he has also killed a long-wanted Pokemon hunter. Zhang Ling really admired Chen Feng's strength. It was his mouth that made her so angry that her teeth itched. ... Hiss. It hurts. As time passed, Chen Feng gradually regained consciousness. The pain from the wounds on his body made him smelling salts come over. White ceiling. An IV drip in the arm. I'm in the hospital. Chen Feng remembered that before he fell into a coma, he called the Shuangyang City Investigation Bureau. It seems that I was rescued by people from the Investigation Bureau. Sent to the hospital, Chen Feng reached out and felt around, trying to find his Poké Ball. After this attack, he felt insecure without Pokemon around. But after searching for a long time, Chen Feng still couldn't find where his Poké Ball was. Crack. At this moment, the door of the ward was suddenly pushed open. Chen Feng's nerves couldn't help but tense up. When watching TV series in my previous life, many killers pretend to be nurses to kill people. Until Zhang Ling's figure and his Arcanine came into Chen Feng's sight. Only then did Chen Feng breathe a sigh of relief. Based on his understanding of Zhang Ling in the past 2 days, she is still a relatively reliable person. Hey, you're awake. I guess it's about time you wake up. I bought some buns, do you want to eat them? Zhang Ling walked straight to Chen Feng, carrying a plastic bag containing buns. Place the buns on the table nearby. Solician found a chair and sat down. He held a bun in each hand, eating one himself and feeding the other to Arcanine. Thanks. Looking at Zhang Ling's appearance, Chen Feng also guessed that it was she who saved him. He uttered 2 words weakly. Zhang Ling was slightly stunned when he heard this. Oh, you can say thank you. Chen Feng did not reply and continued to rest with his eyes closed. There was no other sound in the room except the mighty general eating buns. Given your injury, I'm afraid you won't be able to take part in this year's college entrance examination. What are your plans for the future? After feeding the mighty general, Zhang Ling clapped his hands and asked Chen Feng. He is really unlucky. The college entrance examination is coming soon. As a result, they were attacked by Pokemon hunters. His injuries were very serious, and by the time he recovered, the college entrance examination would have been over. No, I have to go. Chen Feng wanted to get up, but he was so weak that he ran out of strength halfway through his rise. I could only lie weakly in bed. He was unwilling to miss the annual college entrance examination. Without access to college, he had no way of looking up documents and finding clues about Mew, thereby obtaining Mew's genes to create Mewtwo. Chapter 42, System Upgrade. Come on, with your current condition, you won't be able to hold out even in the examination room. Let's take the exam next year. Looking at Chen Feng, who was lying on the hospital bed feeling somewhat powerless, Zhang Ling rolled his eyes at Chen Feng. My life is almost gone, yet I still want to take the exam. No, I have to go. Chen Feng was lying on the hospital bed, feeling a little weak. But the attitude is very firm. The treatment for new graduates and previous graduates is different. Previous candidates are unable to register for the Pokemon exam and the Pokemon practical exam alone. This also means that previous candidates will not be able to register for the trainer department. Some books in colleges and universities are only open to students in the training department. This is also the reason why Chen Feng must take part in the college entrance examination this year. The Mewtwo project can no longer be delayed any further. Hearing Chen Feng so determined, Zhang Ling was somewhat moved. With his grades and talent as a trainer, he only needs to take the college entrance examination. It is definitely a key university. But the injustice of fate often only befalls one person. With the injuries on Chen Feng's body, he would not be able to take the college entrance examination. Can't hold on any longer. The ward fell into silence. Even Arcanine lay on the ground and began to snore softly. Chen Feng, why do you want to become a trainer? At this moment, Zhang Ling suddenly asked. Before he was 18, Chen Feng had never thought of becoming a trainer. But just a month ago, I started desperately looking for people to play against and improve myself. Why do you want to be a trainer? After hearing this, Chen Feng closed his eyes and fell into deep thought. Yes, that's why I want to be a trainer. From the time he traveled through time until now, he had never thought about this question. All he knows is that this world has the Pokemon he likes. He wanted to be a trainer. In this world, only by becoming a trainer can you be respected. Maybe it's to stand out from the crowd. Chen Feng opened his eyes and murmured. To stand out, Zhang Ling murmured. I understand Chen Feng's idea. After all, I was born in Dawn Street. If he doesn't work hard, he may never get out of that place. Chen Feng, after you recover from your injury, if you have nothing else to do, come and work at our investigation bureau. Zhang Ling suddenly suggested. Ha, I want to work for you. Chen Feng was suddenly stunned. What was going on? Yes, I am impressed by your ability. It just so happens that our investigation bureau is short of people right now. If you come, I'll just tell our director. With your ability, you can still make 10,000 alliance coins a month, if nothing else. Zhang Ling explained slowly. She is not a rich woman, so she can only help Chen Feng in this way. Chen Feng is very strong, whether he is serving as a sparring partner for them. It's still worth it to catch criminals, and 10,000 alliance coins a month is still worth it. But who knew that Chen Feng was not concerned about money at all? Chen Feng tilted his head and looked at Zhang Ling and asked, Send Growlithe. Growlithe is the exclusive Pokemon for members of the Investigation Bureau. It is rare to see wild Growlithe in the wild. Many investigators who join the Bureau do so for Growlithe. What are you thinking? You think Growlithe is a cabbage. Zhang Ling rolled his eyes at Chen Feng. I was helping you out of kindness, but you were thinking about Growlithe. In their investigation bureau, only the combatants like them have Growlithe. Forget it then. When Chen Feng heard that there was no Growlithe, he instantly lost interest. Close your eyes and rest. You really d me off. When Zhang Ling heard Chen Feng's words, he became so angry that his chest heaved up and down. What does that mean? Your kindness is really taken for granted. Even though he's injured like this, he's still so infuriating. HMPH, you should have a good rest. Mighty General, let's go. Zhang Ling tried hard to control his emotions. Taking Arcanine with him, he wanted to leave here. She didn't want to see this irritating B**************** D for even a second now. Wait a moment, Officer Zhang. Just when Zhang Ling was about to leave, Chen Feng suddenly called out to Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling looked back, wondering if Chen Feng had anything else to say. Thanks. Chen Feng thanked Zhang Ling again. He knew Zhang Ling wanted to help him. Humph, at least you said something human. After hearing Chen Feng's apology, Zhang Ling's expression looked better. You should have a good rest, and remember to eat the buns while they are hot. Nurse will contact me if anything happens. I'll come see you tomorrow morning. Before leaving, Zhang Ling gave Chen Feng instructions again. Hearing Zhang Ling's words, Chen Feng felt warm inside and nodded. After Zhang Ling left the ward, Chen Feng was the only one left in the ward. It's true that plans can't change changes. Fortunately, Zhang Shuiwei completed the task in time, otherwise I would have been the one to die this time. Lying on the hospital bed, looking at the white ceiling, Chen Feng had a lot of thoughts. Oh, by the way, I remember the system seems to have updated a shopping mall function. Chen Feng, who was taking a rest, suddenly remembered. When completing the task before, the system updated a shopping mall system. Chen Feng immediately checked his attribute panel. Host. Chen Feng. Pokémon. Giovanni's Beedrill and Melodic. Special ability. Viridian Power, heal Pokémon, sense Pokémon's inner thoughts, help Pokémon break through racial restrictions. Eye of Insight. Able to see through information about everything. Battle value. 2,400. Current task. Train or recruit 10 junior trainers. Mission reward. Mission reward. Summon a Team Rocket executive. Current task. Obtain Mew gene. Mission reward. Mewtwo research experiment data. Current subsystems. Combat value lottery, combat value mall. Sure enough, a new function has been updated. Team Rocket's mission has also been updated. Chapter 43. Battle value mall. 10 junior trainers. That's not easy to recruit. Looking at the updated tasks, Chen Feng pondered secretly. Junior trainers are in this world. It's like being a sparring partner for a rich second generation like Cao Rufeng, and you pay 10,000 yuan a day. It can be said that as long as you become a junior trainer, there is no need to worry about money in this world. Unless the Rockets have something they want. Otherwise, it would be almost impossible to get them to join Team Rocket on their own initiative. It seems that this task requires us to train 10 junior trainers ourselves. Chen Feng thought to himself. Just 10 junior trainers. Chen Feng still has the confidence that he can cultivate it. Then Chen Feng turned his attention to the newly updated combat value mall in the system. The system opens the combat value mall. Chen Feng muttered to himself. Poké Ball crafting 500 battle value. Open black lens bracket Thunderstone 20 battle value. Close black lens bracket. Fighting Z Crystal 500 battle value. Big Malasada -5 combat value. Porygon Design Theory and Production Technology 30,000 battle value. Closing square bracket. Super Potion -1 battle value. Key 500 battle value. Opening the system mall, information of 7 items came into Chen Feng's eyes. There is also a 5:14 countdown in the upper right corner. After the countdown ends, the system will refresh these 7 products. Among the 7 products today, Chen Feng is most excited about Porygon Design Theory and Manufacturing Technology. In the Pokemon world, this is the first artificial Pokemon created by modern technology. And in this world, Pokemon researchers have long wanted to replicate the wisdom of the ancient peoples and create Claydol and Golurk. But so far, there is no clue. This is extremely frustrating for modern Pokemon researchers. They were unable to surpass the wisdom of the ancients. If he gets this technology and creates Porygon, it will surely cause a sensation around the world. Although Chen Feng was very eager to read Porygon Design Theory and Manufacturing Technology. However, the combat value of 30,000 made Chen Feng stop in his tracks. He fought desperately, but only managed to accumulate more than 2,000 battle points. If you want to redeem Porygon Design Theory and Manufacturing Technology, it will take at least half a month at this efficiency. There was no other way, so Chen Feng had to lock up Porygon Design Theory and Manufacturing Technology to avoid it being lost in the next refresh. Locking means locking the items in this mall. The locked items will not be refreshed during the next refresh, and you can exchange them when the battle value is high enough. For every item you lock on, an additional 50 battle points will be consumed every day. If the battle value is insufficient, lock on will be automatically cancelled. Chen Feng plans to exchange this technology when his combat value is high enough. After closing the mall, Chen Feng took out a potion spray from the system backpack. It's up to you whether you can take the test tomorrow. Chen Feng muttered as he looked at the potion spray in his hand. Chen Feng placed his hopes on the potion spray developed by Devon Company. The last time Lu Shuyun sprained her foot, it healed quickly after using it. Potion spray, which is used on Pokémon, can also be used by humans. And the effect is not that bad. Hiss. Chen Feng peeled off the gauze bit by bit. Blood and flesh were stuck to the gauze. The pain made Chen Feng gasp. What caught my eye were 3 shocking scars. All over his body, in all the wounds. Only Weavile's final attack was the most severe. Chen Feng endured the pain and picked up the spray and aimed it at the wound. Ah! A scream was heard from the ward. Spraying potion on the wound is like sprinkling salt on it. The pain is unbearable. After spraying, Chen Feng's face turned pale, his whole body felt weak, and beads of sweat appeared on his forehead. Lying weakly in bed, all we can do from now on is leave it to fate. Now that his injury is better, he will go to take the college entrance examination tomorrow. If the injury doesn't heal, we'll have to give up. I'll think of other ways to investigate Mew's matter then. What's going on? I heard the miserable growl coming from the ward. A nurse rushed in, asking about Chen Feng's situation. I'm fine, doctor. I just accidentally touched the wound and couldn't help but scream. Chen Feng lied. Of course he couldn't tell nurse that he had used the potion spray without permission. Who would have known that Chen Feng's words would be met with contempt from the nurse? A grown man screams so loudly when he's hurt. Seeing that Chen Feng was fine, the nurse closed the door with contempt and left. I have to say that the potion spray is really effective. In just a short while, Chen Feng felt that the pain from his wounds had eased a little. I believe the injury will get better tomorrow. In a residential area in Shuangyang City, at Li Mengshui's home. Li Mengshui's family of 3 were sitting together and having dinner harmoniously. Vivi, relax tomorrow and don't be too nervous. Li Fei comforted his daughter while eating. I know, Dad. Li Mengshui nodded in agreement. The college entrance examination affects a person's life. Even she couldn't help being nervous. By the way, about Chen Feng, I heard from my friends in the bureau today that he might not be able to take part in this year's college entrance examination. You won't meet him in the Pokémon combat assessment. Li Fei suddenly thought of something and said, while chatting with an investigation bureau today. An IBI told him. Salamence's trainer died at the hands of a high school student. And this person is Chen Feng. Hearing her father's words, Li Mengshui raised her head and asked in confusion, what's wrong with him? It's not that Li Mengshui cares about him. But it was the first time she lost so badly to someone of her age. She wanted to see if her special training these days was effective. How big is the gap between you and the other party? Didn't Shuangyang Street suffer an attack from Salamence before? Its trainer was found today, but he had already been killed when he was found. Li Fei picked up a piece of food with chopsticks and put it into his mouth and continued. Killed? Could it be that the murderer is Chen Feng? Li Mengshui blinked and asked tentatively. Yes, it's him. This guy is really amazing. He killed Chu Guocheng, the Pokémon hunter wanted for 10 years. But he was also seriously injured and is still in the hospital. He probably won't be able to get out of bed for a few days. Otherwise, if you encounter him in the Pokémon practical exam this year, don't even think about getting a high score. Li Fei explained slowly. Chu Guocheng is a long-wanted Pokémon hunter who has been wanted by the Alliance for a long time. But for 10 years, no one could catch him. Unexpectedly, this Pokémon hunter who had been on the run for 10 years died at the hands of a high school student. What are you talking about? Eat. Just then, Li Mengshui's mother touched Li Fei with her arm. Let him eat quickly and talk less so as not to affect his daughter's mentality. Yes, yes, yes. Eat, eat. Li Fei immediately realized that he had just said the wrong thing. Shut up and eat. He knew his daughter well, she was very strong. If I praise another peer in front of her, it will inevitably affect her mentality for the exam tomorrow. I'm fine, Dad. Li Mengshui smiled slightly. She is not a person without self-awareness, and she is clear about the gap between her and Chen Feng. Sometimes people can't be compared with others. All you need to do is to constantly surpass yourself. What happened in Li Mengshui's family is happening in many families in Yanwang region. Parents are encouraging their children. Strive to get a good score in the college entrance examination. Chapter 44. The college entrance examination begins. June 14th. One of the most important days in Yanwang region. That is the National College Entrance Examination. A day that affects the fate of many students in the entire Yanwang region. Hello, the patient in room 301 has been discharged not long ago. The nurse at the front desk of Shuangyang City Hospital answered Zhang Ling truthfully. This morning, Zhang Ling planned to visit Chen Feng in the hospital before going to work. He knew that Chen Feng had no relatives in this world. If you don't go and see him yourself, I'm afraid no one will go to see him. But when she arrived at the hospital, she found that there was no one in the ward. She went to the front desk to inquire, and the front desk told her that Chen Feng had already completed the hospitalization procedures. What? Discharged? Don't you know he's seriously injured? How can we let him leave the hospital? I heard that Chen Feng had completed the discharge procedures. Zhang Ling became anxious instantly. How could he be discharged from the hospital with such injuries? Miss, please control your emotions. We tried to persuade him, but the patient insisted on being discharged and we couldn't interfere. The receptionist said helplessly. Zhang Ling's heart sank. After Chen Feng was discharged from the hospital, he must have gone to the examination room to take the college entrance examination. Zhang Ling immediately ran out, put on a helmet, and rode his motorcycle to catch up along the route to the examination room. Sure enough, it didn't take long. Zhang Ling saw Chen Feng running towards the examination room alone. Chen Feng. Zhang Ling hurriedly chased after him and shouted towards Chen Feng's background. Officer Zhang, why are you here? Chen Feng looked in the direction of the voice and found it was Zhang Ling. Obviously some surprise. He didn't expect Zhang Ling to chase after him. After applying potion spray, rest overnight. His injuries had indeed improved a lot. So I went through the discharge procedures. He originally planned to take a taxi to the examination venue after being discharged from the hospital. But after completing the discharge procedures, the hospital gowns were returned to the hospital. Chen Feng had no choice but to come out wearing tattered and blood-stained clothes. When the taxi drivers saw Chen Feng's condition, they dared not pick him up. Beedrill was also seriously injured and has not yet recovered. Otherwise, you can let Beedrill take him to the examination room. There was no choice but for Chen Feng to walk to the examination room. Get in the car. Zhang Ling did not reply to Chen Feng and asked Chen Feng to sit in her car directly. Chen Feng didn't bother to be polite with her and sat directly on the back seat of Zhang Ling's cavalry. Otherwise, at his speed, he would definitely be late for the exam. The first test was on the damned English. Once the exam bell rings, latecomers will not be allowed to enter. After finishing all the cultural subjects, it is time for the highlight, the Pokémon test. Hold on tight. Chen Feng hadn't reacted yet after he finished speaking. Zhang Ling accelerated and Chen Feng was caught off guard and fell on Zhang Ling's back. He put his arms around Zhang Ling's slender waist. Slow down, I'm still injured. Chen Feng's wounds were torn from being knocked around, so he asked Zhang Ling to go slower. After hearing what Chen Feng said, Zhang Ling slowed down this time. He mocked Chen Feng. Oh, you still know that you are a wounded soldier, I thought you were made of iron. Chen Feng was not angry when he heard Zhang Ling's sarcasm. He knew that Zhang Ling was concerned about him. He smiled sheepishly and said, I can't help it. I have to take the college entrance examination. Snort. Zhang Ling snorted in dissatisfaction and continued to go to the examination room with Chen Feng. Why hasn't Chen Feng come yet? On the other side, Xu Wan stood at the entrance of the examination room, looking around anxiously. Anxiously looking for Chen Feng. As early as when the examination halls were divided, she knew that she and Chen Feng were taking the exam in the same school. But now you can enter the examination room immediately. She still didn't see Chen Feng. Even the phone call went unanswered. Xu Wan was waiting for Chen Feng anxiously. Creaky. Please bring your ID cards and enter the examination room in an orderly manner. Just then, the broadcast in the examination room sounded, announcing that the examination room was open for entry. Many candidates rushed to the examination hall, fearing that they would be late. Xu Wan, let's go, you can enter the examination room now. A young lady who was on good terms with Shu Wan saw that Shu Wan was still standing there without moving. He reminded Shu Wan to go in. You go in first. Chen Feng hasn't come yet. I'll be waiting. Shu Wan smiled at the little sisters. He continued to look around, waiting for Chen Feng. Okay, I'll go in first. After Shu Wan's sister greeted Shu Wan, she went straight to the examination room. Before long, Shu Wan was the only one left at the entrance of the examination room. Little girl, hurry up and go in, it will be too late if you don't go in now. The security guard also reminded Shu Wan. Shu Wan looked at the watch on her wrist. The time is now 8:20. There are still 10 minutes left. If she doesn't go in, it will be too late. Just as Shu Wan turned around, a squeaking brake sound was heard behind her. Shu Wan quickly looked back. I saw a young lady riding a police motorcycle stopped behind her. And behind her was Chen Feng, the person she had been waiting for a long time. Chen Feng. Seeing Chen Feng appear, Shu Wan couldn't help but shout. Chen Feng looked in the direction of the voice and saw a girl with short mushroom-like hair and a slightly chubby face calling him at the entrance of the examination room. Looking at the girl in front of me, relevant memories instantly flooded into Chen Feng's mind. It was Shu Wan who had always helped him. Go ahead, your classmates are calling you. I'll wait for you here at noon. Zhang Ling asked Chen Feng to get out of the car and told him that she would wait for him here at noon. Chen Feng is still injured now, and he has no relatives. If no one is to look after him, he might get into an accident. No need, I've already troubled Officer Zhang enough. Chen Feng rejected Zhang Ling with some apology. I have already caused a lot of trouble to the other party and don't want to cause more trouble. But who knew that Zhang Ling ignored him and rode away on his cavalry? Chen Feng, what's wrong with you? After Zhang Ling left, Shu Wan came to Chen Feng. I covered my mouth, unable to believe my eyes. Chen Feng was seen in tatters all over. The dark red blood had already dried up. Through the hole, you can vaguely see the wound inside. What's wrong with him? How could he get such a serious injury? Shu Wan couldn't help but feel a little distressed. Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you later. Let's go in quickly. It will be too late if we don't go in now. Chen Feng didn't explain much. He held Shu Wan's wrist and ran into the examination room. Shu Wan let Chen Feng hold her wrist from behind, her cheeks already flushed. Has this piece of wood come to its senses? Chapter 45. Team Rocket Expansion. Report. Chen Feng came to his own examination room, held onto the door frame, and shouted inside while panting. Who is this beggar? Where did he come from? There's blood all over his body, so disgusting. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket teacher, kick him out. Close black lens bracket. How can such a person still come to take the exam? Closing square bracket. ... The appearance of Chen Feng caused some turmoil in the examination room. But after the teacher's roar, they quickly quieted down. It's him. Li Mengxue blinked her beautiful eyes. Looking at the person standing at the door, there was a hint of surprise in his eyes. She heard from her father that Chen Feng was seriously injured and might not be able to come. I didn't expect Chen Feng to come here injured. Student, please show me your ID card. A male teacher walked down from the podium and asked Chen Feng to show his ID card. There are 2 minutes left before the exam officially starts. As long as you don't arrive before the exam starts, you will not be considered late. As someone who had been through it, he could tell at a glance that Chen Feng must have experienced a battle before. There was no time to change clothes. This is my identification. Chen Feng handed his ID card to the invigilator. The invigilator just swiped the screen on the machine. A mechanical voice came from the machine. Ding, examinee, Chen Feng, Shuangyang City No. 11 Middle School, Examination Room, Shuangyang City No. 9 Middle School, Examination Room 7, Seat Number 04. Chen Feng, he is Chen Feng. Closing square bracket. Is this true? Is he the Chen Feng who defeated the junior trainer? Closing square bracket. Looks a bit like it. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. How did he end up like this? Close black lens bracket. I guess he fought with someone else. Closing square bracket. So cool, even after taking the college entrance exam, he still remembers to fight. Close black lens bracket. When everyone in the classroom heard the sound coming from the machine, his attitude towards Chen Feng changed 360 degrees. This is how the world respects the strong. Anyone, as long as you are a strong trainer. You can get countless respect anywhere in this world. Come in quickly, the exam is about to start. The invigilator did not make things difficult for Chen Feng. Return the ID card to Chen Feng and let him go in quickly. The English test lasts 90 minutes. Fortunately, Chen Feng had a good level of English in his previous life, and he finished the paper in just 1 hour and handed it in early. Wei Jie, you said that you have completed all the tasks that Boss Giovanni assigned to you. Why haven't you released the mission to us yet? Otherwise, I won't feel comfortable taking this money. In a small restaurant in Shuangyang City, Zhang Shuiwei and the other 9 Rockets members he recruited, a total of 10 people, gathered here. These people used to be delivery men. It was Zhang Shuiwei who brought them together and invited them to join the Rockets. One of the Rockets members said to Zhang Shuiwei, "They just joined the Rockets and haven't done anything yet." Zhang Shuiwei transferred 10,000 alliance coins to each of them as this month's salary. He was extremely generous. Why should I be uneasy? Boss Giovanni will give me instructions if there is anything. All you have to do is be faithful. Follow Boss Giovanni and work hard. Boss Giovanni will not treat you unfairly. Zhang Shuiwei took a deep puff of his cigarette, exhaled the smoke, and squinted at the Rocket's member who had just spoken. Ever since he met Giovanni and joined Team Rocket, his life changed dramatically. No need to worry about money every day anymore. There are several younger brothers around him who are always flattering him. Zhang Shuiwei never dreamed that he would live such a life one day. And all this was given by Boss Giovanni. He didn't dare spend any of the 1 million Giovanni gave him except for recruiting personnel. Not only that, in order to consolidate their own position. After having a small gathering with them every day, he will then start training his Dodrio. He never forgot his dream of becoming a trainer. That's a must for loyalty. Where can we find someone like Boss Giovanni? That's right, Wei Jie, don't worry, we know who treats us well. Everyone agreed. They are not stupid. They don't have to do anything and just get paid. Where can I find such a good thing? Beep, beep, beep. At this moment, Zhang Shuiwei's QQ suddenly rang. Zhang Shuiwei quickly picked up his phone to check. I saw a person with the ID Giovanni applying to add him as a friend. Shish, Boss Giovanni is here to talk, everyone be quiet. I saw that it was an application sent by Boss Giovanni. Zhang Shuiwei immediately agreed with his friend and asked everyone to calm down. Although it was just a knock, even if there was a noise on their side, Boss Giovanni wouldn't be able to hear it. But the atmosphere has already picked up. Everyone fell silent at the same time. I wonder what Boss Giovanni will tell them to do this time. Open black lens bracket Giovanni. Well done, I already know about the recruitment. Close black lens bracket. Just accepted Giovanni's friend request. Zhang Shuiwei received a message from Chen Feng. Zhang Shuiwei was extremely shocked. I just recruited the last member yesterday. Today, Boss Giovanni started contacting him. See, Boss Giovanni is always paying attention to us. Be smarter when you speak next time. Zhang Shuiwei held up his cell phone and showed it to everyone. Warn these people. Others were also shocked. After that, Zhang Shuiwei began to reply to the message from Boss Giovanni. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. I dare not neglect the things arranged by the boss. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Shuiwei said truthfully. Not that I'm trying to suck up to Giovanni. Everything he has now was given by Giovanni. He really took what Giovanni told him to heart. Giovanni. After a while, I will transfer money to you. You can recruit 10 members of Team Rocket. It would be best if there are junior trainers. On the other side, Chen Feng, who had handed in his paper early, was sitting on the flower bed on campus, communicating with Zhang Shuiwei. When he went to the Magic City, he bought 20 Houndours and 20 Zubats from Lu Shuyun. It is just the right configuration for 20 people. But they only have 10 people now, and they are still short of 10 vacancies. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. Don't worry, boss. Leave this to me. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Shuiwei patted his chest and assured. But at the same time, a sense of crisis also arose in my heart. The boss has asked him to start recruiting junior trainers. After I find a junior trainer in the future, will I be able to maintain this status? Only by improving your strength can you maintain your current position. Giovanni. Well, when you have recruited enough people, I will arrange a training camp for you to improve your strength. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket Giovanni. Be prepared in advance. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. Yes, boss close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket this account has been cancelled. Close black lens bracket. When Zhang Shuiwei recovered, his account was cancelled again, just like before. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 46. It hurts. You have all seen what Boss Giovanni has arranged. We need to recruit 10 more Team Rocket members. Zhang Shuiwei held up his cell phone and showed it to everyone. I see. Don't worry, Viagra, leave this to us. Yes, Wei Zhe, you just need to take a rest, and leave this matter to us. After seeing this, everyone wanted to take charge of this matter. I can leave this matter to you. But there is one thing you must remember, the people you recruit must be loyal. Be loyal to Team Rocket, be loyal to Boss Giovanni. Zhang Shuiwei nodded with satisfaction. He showed the information to these people with the purpose of letting them recruit these 10 new members of Team Rocket. He used this time to improve his strength. Now the Rockets have just been established. I must make good use of this veteran status. It's almost on track. After cancelling his account, Chen Feng thought to himself. We have people, money, and Pokemon. Now the Rockets are still missing a secret base. In the Pokemon world, Team Rocket has countless secret bases. But he doesn't even have a secret base now. Chen Feng planned to find a more secluded place to build their rocket team's secret base after the college entrance examination. Used for training or secret research. You are here. At this moment, a pleasant voice sounded beside Chen Feng. Chen Feng raised his head and looked in the direction of the sound. Shu Wan was seen standing beside him, holding a cup of milk tea in each hand. He stretched out his hand and handed the milk tea to Chen Feng. How come you came out early? How did you do in the exam? Chen Feng didn't bother to be polite with Shu Wan and directly took the milk tea and asked. You know my level. There's no problem if it's above 130. Shu Wan sat down next to Chen Feng. How are your injuries? Shu Wan took a sip of milk tea, secretly glanced at the wound on Chen Feng's body, and asked in a low voice. Through the holes in the clothes, you can vaguely see the scars inside. Almost no part is intact. Shu Wan couldn't help but feel sorry for Chen Feng. What on earth happened that caused Chen Feng to be injured so seriously? Well, I was attacked by a Pokemon hunter yesterday. I had a fight with him and got hurt a little, but it's nothing serious. Chen Feng waved his hand and said indifferently. The injuries on his body were indeed serious, but after using the potion spray, they have improved a lot. It will be healed soon. Otherwise he wouldn't be able to take the college entrance examination today. After Shu Wan heard it, his eyes were slightly red. Chen Feng's injuries were definitely not just minor injuries as he said. There is no such a minor injury. Aunt, why are you crying? People who don't know would think I bullied you. When Chen Feng saw Shu Wan start crying, he immediately panicked. The thing he is worst at is coaxing girls. You are bullying me. It would have been better if Chen Feng didn't say anything. The moment he said this, Shu Wan became emotional. I was just crying silently just now, but now I burst into tears. Okay, stop crying. Chen Feng quickly patted Shu Wan's back to comfort her. Shu Wan wiped her tears, blinked her red eyes, looked at Chen Feng and said with concern, it must be very painful. It doesn't hurt, it's just a minor injury. It will heal in a few days. Chen Feng felt warm inside and rubbed Shu Wan's head affectionately to comfort her. Feel the warmth from Chen Feng's palm. Shu Wan's pretty face turned slightly red. This piece of wood finally got it. Chen Feng, where are you going to apply to for college? Shu Wan asked with her head down. She wanted to know which university Chen Feng wanted to apply to. Me. It should be Imperial University. And you? Chen Feng asked Shu Wan. Imperial Capital University. I haven't decided yet. Let's see the college entrance examination results. Shu Wan secretly took note of Imperial Capital University and would make plans after the college entrance examination results came out. Go to the training ground and see, there's a fight going on. Is this true? Who is fighting with whom? I don't know. I heard they were from the 8th middle school and the 11th middle school. Just at this moment, two candidates hurriedly passed by Chen Feng and Shu Wan. Now the first exam has just ended. There is still an hour and a half left until the second exam. Every year, candidates use this half hour to conduct Pokemon battles in the training ground of the examination school. Let's go and take a look. Chen Feng motioned Shu Wan to go with him to take a look. I'm free now anyway. Might as well go and join in the fun. Shu Wan nodded and followed Chen Feng to the training ground of the 9th middle school. P.S. Happy New Year's Eve everyone. I'm finally done after a busy day and will stay up late to update today. Chapter 47. Give back what you have received. The training ground of Shuangyang No. 9 Middle School. At this time, the training ground was surrounded by candidates. Basically everyone rushed over here to join in the fun. What happened ahead, bro? Chen Feng patted the shoulder of the person in front of him and asked curiously. Don't mention it. A boy from number 11 accidentally bumped into Zhang Tianyu from No. 8 Middle School while walking. Zhang Tianyu kept pestering me and insisted that the boy kneel down and apologize. How could the boy from No. 11 Middle School agree to this? So Ma Tianyu suggested using Pokemon to decide the winner. If he lost, all the grudges would be written off, but if the man lost, he would have to kneel down and apologize in front of everyone. The boy in front turned around and explained. This Zhang Tianyu is really too much. Didn't he just touch him accidentally? Does it take to make people kneel down and apologize to him? After hearing this, Shu Wan, who was standing by, felt overwhelmed with justice and became indignant. I can't help it. He is so powerful. The bigger the fist, the more powerful the truth. The boy in front spread his hands helplessly. He's awesome. Chen Feng frowned. It was true that the bigger the fist, the stronger the power. But if someone accidentally touches you, you ask them to kneel down and apologize. That's a bit too much. Very impressive. No one in No. 8 Middle School is his rival. Relying on his own powerful strength, he ran rampant in No. 8 Middle School. This boy from No. 11 Middle School is probably in trouble. The boy in front shook his head and watched the fun with an indifferent attitude. Chen Feng pulled Shu Wan and squeezed forward step by step. Lose. The people from No. 11 Middle School lost. Chen Feng and Shu Wan had just arrived in front of the training ground. I didn't have time to see what happened. Then I heard a commotion coming from the people around me. In the competition venue, a corfish had its eyes smeared like mosquito coils and lost its fighting power. On the other side, this is a spirited Prince Bo. It can be seen from the Pokemon contest conditions of both sides that this is a crushing game. The people from their No. 11 Middle School were crushed by the other side. I lost. Su Junming's eyes lost their luster and he collapsed to the ground. I lost so miserably. Ha ha ha, I admit defeat. Let's kowtow and apologize as we agreed before. Zhang Tianyu came to Su Junming arrogantly, laughing wildly. He really enjoyed the feeling of bullying others. Hey, you're going too far. Isn't it just a bump? Are you really that serious? Shu Wan, who was full of justice, went straight up to him to argue. Chen Feng was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect Shu Wan to be so righteous. Then he shook his head helplessly. Let her go. Anyway, I'm here to back her up, so nothing will go wrong. As long as she's happy, that's all that matters. Hey, where did this little girl come from? You can let him go if you want. If you become my girlfriend, I will let him go. When Zhang Tianyu saw that Shu Wan was beautiful, he became lustful and reached out to touch Shu Wan's chin. Pa! A slap sounded. Shu Wan slapped Zhang Tianyu without any hesitation. The sounds around suddenly quieted down. Everyone looked at Shu Wan in disbelief. There was a moment of silence, waiting for everyone to come back to their senses. Wow! The competition venue was instantly filled with noise. Are you crazy? This girl actually dared to hit Zhang Tianyu. Closing square bracket. It's over, it's over. If no one saves her, this girl is going to be in trouble. Closing square bracket. This young lady seems to be from No. 11 Middle School as well. Closing square bracket. It was unlucky for the students from No. 11 Middle School to meet Zhang Tianyu from No. 8 Middle School today. There was an endless stream of discussion. How dare you hit me? Zhang Tianyu covered half of his face with one hand and glared at Shu Wan with a ferocious look on his face. It still seems a little unbelievable. From childhood to adulthood, his parents had never been willing to beat him like this. Today he was slapped in the face by a woman. Shu Wan was so frightened by Zhang Tianyu's ferocious face that she couldn't help but take a step back. Don't be afraid. At this moment, Chen Feng's voice sounded in Shu Wan's ears. Chen Feng came behind Shu Wan and held her shoulders. No matter what, I am her strongest supporter. Seeing Chen Feng appear behind her, Shu Wan nodded heavily. It seems that as long as Chen Feng is there, nothing will be a problem. Who is this person? Why is he wearing such tattered clothes? He's covered in blood. Oh my god, why is there so much blood? Closing square bracket. I faint when I see blood, who can help me? Closing square bracket. This seems to be a tough character, very interesting. Closing square bracket. The fight has begun, it is about to begin. Close black lens bracket. ... Chen Feng's appearance made everyone's eyes light up. Because Chen Feng's outfit is so unique. The tattered clothes were stained with blood. You can still see the scars inside through the holes. Anyone who sees it would feel fearful. Boy, I advise you to stop meddling in other people's business. Chen Feng's outfit also scared Zhang Tianyu. It was originally a threatening remark, but because his aura was weaker than Chen Feng's, it became soft and powerless, without any threat at all. Open black lens bracket. He is Chen Feng. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Chen Feng from number 11 middle school. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, someone in the crowd recognized Chen Feng and suddenly shouted. Open black lens bracket. Who is Chen Feng? Close black lens bracket. Have you become stupid from studying? Our Shuangyang City genius can defeat a junior trainer in 15 days. Closing square bracket. FK, this is so awesome. What happened during the time I was reviewing? How did Chen Feng become like this? I remember he was very handsome in the video. Closing square bracket. Wow, is the girl next to brother Chen Feng his girlfriend? Closing square bracket. Zhang Tianyu has run into a tough guy today. Closing square bracket. It's time for someone to teach Zhang Tianyu a lesson, and let him know that there are always people better than you. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. I can only say that he deserves it. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu is strong, but no one thinks he can beat Chen Feng. After all, Chen Feng is able to defeat the junior trainer. They're not even on the same level. Are you Chen Feng? Zhang Tianyu looked a little ugly. The man in tattered clothes in front of him turned out to be Chen Feng, who had been making headlines online before. Yes, I am Chen Feng. Chen Feng admitted it openly. Since you are Chen Feng, I will give you a favor and let this matter go. I heard the other party confirm that he was Chen Feng. Zhang Tianyu gave in and wanted to let it go. He knows himself. He can run rampant on campus. But in the professional circle, he is just a stinky little brother. The opponent is someone who can actually beat a junior trainer. He can't be from Chen Feng's rival. After saying that, Zhang Tianyu turned around and wanted to leave. Wait a moment. At this moment, Chen Feng suddenly called out to Zhang Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu turned his head and looked at Chen Feng in confusion. I don't know what Chen Feng wants to do next. Apologize, you just scared her. How could Chen Feng let Zhang Tianyu leave so easily? A wicked person like him needs someone who is even more wicked than him to deal with him. Chapter 48. Another instant kill. Chen Feng, don't be shameless. I admit that you are very powerful, but no matter how powerful you are, can you beat a group of us by yourself? Zhang Tianyu was surprised to hear that Chen Feng actually wanted him to apologize to this girl. His face darkened instantly. He originally wanted to give Chen Feng some face and let the matter go. He didn't expect the other party to be so ungrateful and actually wanted him to apologize to a girl. It's always others who apologize to him. When will it be his turn to apologize to others? In that case, please don't be rude to me. As soon as Zhang Tianyu finished speaking, several of his friends immediately stood up to him. Boy, don't be so ungrateful. Even if you are very strong, can you beat 8 of us by yourself? If you dare to bully our young master Zhang, you are making things difficult for us brothers. Boy, if you are scared now, kneel down and kowtow to your grandfather. The reason why Zhang Tianyu can be so domineering in No. 8 middle school is not only because he is very strong. It's also related to some of his cronies. When they are together, even junior trainers don't dare to mess with them. And Chen Feng was just a person who defeated a junior trainer. He is confident that he can win if the 8 of them join forces. Open black lens bracket. Who are they? Close black lens bracket. Just a few bastards from No. 8 middle school, in the same group as Zhang Tianyu. Pa, one is disgusting enough, and now there are 8. Closing square bracket. There is no way around it. No. 8 middle school is notoriously chaotic. Who makes No. 8 middle school have the lowest admission score? Closing square bracket. I don't know if boss Chen Feng can defeat them. Closing square bracket. It's hard to say. Boss Chen Feng is powerful, but there are more people on the other side. When people around saw Zhang Tianyu's friends rushing over, they started talking about it. It was originally a sure win. But with so many people coming from the other side, the situation is difficult to predict. Chen Feng, let's just forget it. Shu Wan was a little worried about Chen Feng and tugged at the corner of Chen Feng's clothes. Don't want to make a big deal out of it. Chen Feng is indeed very strong, but they have more people. Besides, Chen Feng had a big battle with a Pokemon hunter yesterday and was injured. It's okay, just a few minions. It won't take too long. Chen Feng assured Shu Wan. He didn't take Zhang Tianyu and the others seriously at all. Damn it, how dare you look down on us? Come out, Magnemite. Let's go to Cubone. Show him how powerful our Gligar is. Zhang Tianyu and others became furious when they heard Chen Feng look down on them. They released their Pokemon one after another. Prepare to beat up Chen Feng. Magnemite, Cubone, Gligar, Breloom, Roserade, Mienfoo, Fletchinder and Zhang Tianyu's Prince Bo, a total of 8 Pokemon. Except for Zhang Tianyu's Prince Pokemon which is level 23, the others' Pokemon are all level 20 or 21. See each other's Pokemon. Chen Feng sneered, they were just a bunch of small fry, no matter how many of them there were, they were still small fry. Come out, Beedrill. Chen Feng immediately released Beedrill. The Poké Ball flashed red. Beedrill fluttered his wings and appeared beside Chen Feng. The strongest Beedrill has appeared. Close black lens bracket. Level 27. Such a high level, how did you train yourself? Closing square bracket. Is this the Beedrill that defeated the junior trainer? Closing square bracket. It looks like there is no difference, how can it be so strong? Closing square bracket. People can train them. I plan to train a Beedrill during the summer vacation. I'm also planning to buy one. Bug-type Pokemon don't cost much to train anyway. Closing square bracket. Boss, you still have a melodic, why don't you release it? There are several Pokemon on the other side that can restrain Beedrill. Closing square bracket. Who knows, maybe it's because the boss is confident. Closing square bracket. ... Is this Chen Feng's Beedrill? Shu Wan murmured as she looked at the Beedrill parked next to Chen Feng. This was the first time she saw Chen Feng's Pokemon. Then Shu Wan took out a Poké Ball from her waist and threw it upwards. Go, little smarty. Pika. The Poké Ball flashed red. A yellow-skinned mouse appeared in front of Shu Wan. It was Shu Wan's Pokemon Pikachu. Chen Feng, let me help you. Pika. Pika. Here I come, here I come. Pikachu also echoed, getting into a fighting stance, ready to help Chen Feng. Shu Wan, Pikachu, just watch the show. Chen Feng turned his head and politely declined Shu Wan's help. These minions didn't take up too much of his time. His Beedrill is very fast, Magnemite, let's use Thunder Wave to paralyze him first. Magnemite's trainer immediately commanded Magnemite to use Thunder Wave on Beedrill. He attempted to paralyze Beedrill with Thunder Wave, thereby limiting Beedrill's speed. The others also assumed fighting stances. As soon as Beedrill reveals a flaw, they will immediately attack Beedrill. Beedrill uses Fell Stinger to take care of them. Chen Feng also immediately ordered Beedrill to counterattack. As soon as the words fell, Beedrill rushed towards Thunder Wave with 2 guns in hand. Chen Feng is nothing special. Seeing this scene, Magnemite's trainer curled his lips, thinking that Chen Feng was just a show-off. As long as Thunder Wave hits Beedrill, they win the battle. Be careful. Shu Wan couldn't help but cover her mouth and reminded Beedrill. But just as Thunder Wave was about to hit Beedrill, Beedrill suddenly made a sharp turn. Draw a semicircle in midair, going around the Thunder Wave. Go straight to Magnemite. Oh my god, this is too fake, you can even avoid this. Closing square bracket. The boss is the boss, and what matters is the heartbeat. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. What a quick response. Close black lens bracket. The only martial arts that cannot be defeated is speed. The ancients were not lying to me. Closing square bracket. ... The crowd watching around were all shocked. You have to see it to appreciate the speed of Beedrill. So fast. Li Mengxue, who was watching the game on the other side, was shocked when she saw this scene. In order to deal with Chen Feng's Beedrill, she started special training just for Charmeleon. But this Beedrill's progress was even faster than she imagined. In a blink of an eye, Beedrill came in front of Magnemite. Bang! A sound was heard. Magnemite was instantly picked up and thrown by Beedrill. He fell to the side and his eyes lost their fighting power. The scene was silent. The Steel-type Magnemite was actually killed instantly by a Bug-type move. Chapter 49. Crushing. After a moment of silence, the training ground erupted in noise. Is this Beedrill? I understand its high speed, but why is its attack so high? Closing square bracket. Too strong, the Steel-type Magnemite was killed instantly. Closing square bracket. Chen Feng is too powerful, he is not even on the same level as us. Closing square bracket. I hope I don't run into him during the actual exam. Closing square bracket. Me too. ... Everyone was shocked. Magnemite is different from the Pokemon Chen Feng has fought before. This is the Steel type known for its defense. He was killed instantly by Beedrill. How powerful is the attack of this Beedrill? Little smart guy, Chen Feng is so amazing. Shu Wan looked at Chen Feng with admiration. The guy who once needed her protection can now protect her. Pika Pika, I'll try my best. Pikachu sat on Shu Wan's head, holding up his little paw. 1. There are 7 more. After Beedrill dealt with Magnemite, he immediately flew back to Chen Feng. Hateful. Let's go together. Zhang Tianyu's face was a little gloomy. The opponent's strength was far beyond his imagination. Without them, they have no chance of winning. Prince Bo, use water gun. Cubone, Bone Strike, Rose Raid with Razor Leaf. Zhang Tianyu and the remaining 7 people immediately commanded their Pokemon to start encircling Beedrill. Be careful, Chen Feng. Shu Wan shouted behind Chen Feng, reminding him. No problem, no problem. Chen Feng gave Shu Wan a reassuring look. He didn't take these minions seriously at all. The human wave tactic may be effective for junior trainers. However, it was simply wishful thinking for this group of unrated trainers to defeat Beedrill, who was an intermediate trainer. Beedrill, play with them. Chen Feng smiled playfully. Of course it is possible to kill them all instantly. But this is far from enough. We also need to attack them psychologically. Beedrill, play with them. Buzz. Beedrill immediately flapped his wings and rushed forward quickly. After yesterday's Mega Evolution, Beedrill has completed a new transformation. Beedrill was like a dancer on the edge of a knife, dodging skill after skill. It's amazing that I managed to dodge them all. Closing square bracket. What a fast speed. Closing square bracket. This is so shocking. If I were to participate in a contest, Beedrill would definitely be the champion. Closing square bracket. I will never be able to learn this kind of movement in my lifetime. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Walk through a sea of flowers without getting a single leaf on you. Close black lens bracket. ... Damn it. Why can't I hit it? Why? Zhang Tianyu roared with a ferocious look on his face. No matter how they attacked, Beedrill dodged them. Even using the moves to reduce speed was still useless. From the beginning till now, the 8 of us have been teased by the other side. What a shame, such a great shame. Because the gap in our strength is too big, it can't be made up by numbers. Beedrill, take care of them. Chen Feng looked at the time and saw that the exam was about to start in 15 minutes. There is no need to play with each other anymore. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Beedrill was clearly not having fun yet. But since Chen Feng has given the order, just because he wasn't having fun, Beedrill controlled his temper and turned into an afterimage and rushed towards Zhang Tianyu's Prince Bo. Stop him now. Beedrill was seen rushing towards them. Zhang Tianyu roared, attempting a final struggle. Bang! Zhang Tianyu's Prince Bo was hit by Beedrill. He was knocked to the ground and lost his ability to fight. Too amazing, a complete crush. Closing square bracket. No power to resist, they are not even on the same level. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Worship the great god. Close black lens bracket. This strength should be that of an intermediate trainer. Close black lens bracket. I don't know why Beedrill is only level 26, but his strength is so abnormal. Close black lens bracket. Bang, bang, bang. Several more sounds were heard, and Cubone fell to the ground. Gligar lost his fighting ability and fell to the ground, and Breloom lost his fighting ability and fell to the ground. It only took a moment. The 7 Pokemon that were attacking just now all lost their combat effectiveness and fell to the ground. Lost. We lost. Zhang Tianyu looked at the scene in front of him with lifeless eyes. In less than 5 minutes, all 8 of their Pokemon were defeated by the other party. I and the other person are not on the same level at all. There are 14 minutes left for the exam. Kneel down and apologize within 4 minutes, Otherwise I cannot guarantee that you can leave here safely. Chen Feng glanced at his phone and said lightly. You. Zhang Tianyu glared at Chen Feng. But due to Chen Feng's strength, although Zhang Tianyu was angry, he had no choice but to apologize to Xu Wan. Sorry. Zhang Tianyu looked at Chen Feng with an extremely ugly and resentful expression, and apologized to Xu Wan. What did you say? Louder. Chen Feng deliberately pricked up one ear and pretended not to hear. You. Seeing Chen Feng like this, Zhang Tianyu finally understood that Chen Feng was deliberately making things difficult for him. What on earth do you want? Zhang Tianyu asked Chen Feng. It's simple. Apologize to her. How do you let others apologize to you? How do you apologize to others? Chen Feng spread his hands and didn't take it seriously. It takes another evildoer to deal with the evildoer. How Zhang Tianyu treats others. Chen Feng treated him the same way. There is no mercy at all. Friends, leave some space for each other so that we can meet again in the future. Hearing this, Zhang Tianyu's face turned even darker. Said in a low voice. He asked others to apologize to her in the same way as he asked others to apologize to him. Doesn't this mean that I have to kowtow to her? Squeak. Why are you so hypocritical? When you were making things difficult for our school's people, why didn't you think of giving them some way out so we can meet again in the future? Hearing Zhang Tianyu's words, Chen Feng sneered. He had never seen such a shameless person. Why didn't you show some mercy to others just now? Chen Feng will not be soft-hearted towards such people. Open black lens bracket. Well said. Double standard dog. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Support boss Chen Feng. Close black lens bracket. You are so rampant, do you really think there is no one in our school? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Kneel down and apologize. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Apologize. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Apologize. Close black lens bracket. ... Chen Feng's words aroused the favor of many people present. The training ground of No. 9 Middle School was suddenly filled with people asking Zhang Tianyu to apologize. Even many people from No. 8 Middle School participated in it. Those who do evil will eventually perish. There is nothing to pity about such people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have provoked you. Zhang Tianyu glanced at Chen Feng spitefully. With a thud, he knelt down on his knees, kowtowed to Xu Wan, and apologized to her. What about you guys? Chen Feng picked him and several of his accomplices. It had nothing to do with them. I have to get involved. Aren't you good brothers? Then share the difficulties. I'm sorry, we were wrong. Sorry. The other few people are not as promising as Zhang Tianyu. They were afraid of Chen Feng's strength, and without saying a word, they knelt on the ground in panic and apologized to Xu Wan. Chen Feng, I will repay you tenfold for today's shame. Zhang Tianyu looked at Chen Feng with resentment, then turned and left. Okay, I'll wait. Chen Feng didn't take Zhang Tianyu's harsh words to heart at all. Instead, a plan was quietly brewing in Chen Feng's mind. Chapter 45. Legalization of Pokémon sales. Chen Feng, I'll go back first. After the exam, Xu Wan waved goodbye to Chen Feng. After the exam this morning, there will be no exam in the afternoon. Well, slow down. Chen Feng waved goodbye to Xu Wan. At the same time, he also saw Zhang Ling in uniform waiting for him in the crowd. You really came. Chen Feng walked up to Zhang Ling and said. She's your girlfriend. This morning she saw the girl wandering around the school gate, looking around. After Chen Feng got out of her car, she clearly felt his mood change. After the exam this morning, Chen Feng came out with this girl again. Not yet. Looking at Xu Wan's background, Chen Feng said. How could I possibly let down Stephanie, who had sacrificed so much for me? Oh, come on, get in the car, I'll treat you to dinner. Zhang Ling simply replied, asked Chen Feng to get in the car and treated him to a meal. Are you treating me to a meal? Forget it, I'll just treat you. I have troubled you so many times, and I haven't thanked you properly yet. Chen Feng quickly rejected Zhang Ling. I have already caused a lot of trouble to the other party. He didn't have the face to ask Zhang Ling to treat him to a meal. Are you treating me to a meal? Have you any money? Zhang Ling looked Chen Feng up and down. He doesn't look like a rich man. Tisk, take me home, I'll change my clothes, and if you're free this afternoon, I'll treat you to dinner. Chen Feng sat directly on the back seat of Zhang Ling's cavalry. Let Zhang Ling take him home. He is now a nouveau riche with 1 billion alliance coins in his hands. Then sit tight. Seeing Chen Feng coming up, Zhang Ling started the cavalry and rushed towards Chen Feng's house. Not long after, the two arrived at Chen Feng's home. You sit down first, I'll go change my clothes. Chen Feng asked Zhang Ling to sit wherever he wanted and went into the house to change his clothes. If it weren't for the injuries on his body that prevented him from seeing water, Chen Feng would have wanted to take a bath. On the other side, Zhang Ling looked up and down at Chen Feng's room. This is Zhang Ling's second time here. If Zhang Ling hadn't seen it with his own eyes, it would have been hard for him to imagine that there were people living in such a cramped little house. And before Grandpa Chen Feng passed away, the two of them lived in the same room. The room was nothing special except that it was small. Not long after, Chen Feng changed his clothes and walked out of the room. He looks so human. Seeing Chen Feng coming out of the room wearing new clothes, Zhang Ling couldn't help but complain. She had to admit that Chen Feng was indeed handsome. With this face, it would be no problem for him to be a handsome young man. Let's go. Chen Feng motioned to Zhang Ling to go eat. Not long after, under the guidance of Zhang Ling, the two came to a small restaurant called Ludicolo. The chef here is Ludicolo, hence the name. Yes, you heard it right, it's Ludicolo. Officer Zhang, I'm sorry to bother you these past 2 days. Chen Feng poured Zhang Ling a cup of poo-poo milk tea and thanked Zhang Ling. Since I was sent there yesterday, Zhang Ling no longer has to worry about me. But she still took care of herself. Bring yourself some food and send yourself to the exam room. Chen Feng was grateful to Zhang Ling from the bottom of his heart. If you really want to thank me, you should be less angry with me. Zhang Ling rolled his eyes at Chen Feng, then took a sip of milk. Speaking of which, how did you command the mighty general? After Zhang Ling put down the milk, he started talking about this matter again. She especially wanted to know how Chen Feng had commanded the mighty general. What mighty general? I don't know. But Chen Feng still chose to play dumb and didn't tell Zhang Ling. You. Zhang Ling gave Chen Feng a coquettish and angry look. What an ungrateful person. He just thanked me and now he is treating me badly again. Officer Zhang, eat quickly, or I'll finish it in a while. Angry at someone, no appetite. Zhang Ling glared at Chen Feng and threw his chopsticks on the table, pretending to be angry. Officer Zhang, I have reasons that I cannot tell you. I will tell you later. Chen Feng picked up the chopsticks and handed them to Zhang Ling. Humph, I knew it was you who commanded the mighty general, but you still don't admit it. Zhang Ling curled his lips, and when he saw Chen Feng admit that he was the mighty general under his command, he stopped asking questions. By the way, Chen Feng, the Pokemon hunter you killed was called Chu Guocheng. I am the most wanted Pokemon hunter in the Yanhuang region. If you kill him this time, you will get a considerable bonus. Zhang Ling suddenly said this halfway through the meal. Pokemon hunter. Chen Feng was slightly stunned. It was the first time he knew the identity of the person who attacked him. Yes, and a powerful Pokemon hunter. Salamence belongs to him. I don't know how you killed him. Zhang Ling continued. It was just luck that they were poisoned. Chen Feng concealed Mega Evolution and said. By the way, Officer Zhang, why is it legal to sell Pokemon in Century City, but it is illegal for Pokemon hunters to sell Pokemon? Chen Feng suddenly asked Zhang Ling. Logically speaking, the buying and selling of Pokemon should be prohibited. Why is one legal and the other illegal? Is this because of the lack of taxation? The Pokemon sold in Century City are all registered with Alliance. They are all Pokemon that are allowed to be traded by the Pokemon Alliance. Pokemon hunters are different. As long as there are sellers, they will catch any Pokemon, and even sell rare Pokemon that are prohibited from trading in our Yanhuang Alliance to other regions. That's really why we're cracking down on Pokemon hunters. Zhang Ling explained slowly. Certain Pokemon specified by the Pokemon Alliance are allowed to be sold. But going beyond this scope is illegal. So that's how it is. Chen Feng nodded slowly. Also, the Lu family is not a good family. You should have less contact with Lu Shuyun. Finally, Zhang Ling reminded Chen Feng to have less contact with people from the Lu family. The Lu family's influence in the Yanhuang region has already affected the Pokemon Alliance. Now the Pokemon Alliance is collecting evidence of the Lu family's crimes and is planning to beat them to death with a single blow. This is why even though Salamence's trainer has been found, they have not closed the case and are continuing to look for Zhang Xiaoyu. The purpose is to add evidence to the Lu family's crimes. Not only the Unagi family, but other chables in the Pokemon Alliance are also ready to strike. I see. Chen Feng was stunned for a moment. GG, you said it's too late. Not only did I have contact with her, I also did that thing. Chapter 46. Qingyan Sect. Are you really not going to work at our investigation bureau during the summer vacation? Zhang Ling asked Chen Feng. She really wanted to help Chen Feng. Although Chu Guocheng's reward was not small, the money could only make Chen Feng's situation slightly better. But joining their investigation bureau is different. Not only are there high salaries, the Pokemon Alliance also pays out allowances and benefits from time to reduce the stress on their bureau members. Chen Feng's current situation can be solved from the root. In addition, Chen Feng is the most talented trainer Zhang Ling has ever seen. But Chen Feng is only 18 years old now, and there are no elders at home, and it is easy to go astray without anyone coaching. Zhang Ling doesn't want Chen Feng to go astray like others. Is the investigation bureau short of people? Chen Feng looked up and asked Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling nodded, then shook his head and said, "We don't have any shortage here, but the North China War Zone is in great need. I will also be transferred to the north in a while." You're leaving? Chen Feng was suddenly stunned and looked at Chen Feng. Yes, the Qingyan sect is showing signs of revival in the North China War Zone. There have been several attacks by the Qingyan sect. In order to prevent a recurrence of what happened in the 1980s, Alliance summoned us to the North China War Zone for training in order to deal with the Qingyan cult. Zhang Ling lifted the hair behind his ear and explained. Qingyan sect. Didn't this organization die out in the 1980s? Chen Feng frowned after hearing this. In his previous memories, the name of the Qingyan sect had appeared in history books. According to historical records, the founder of Qingyan sect was Zhu Yunwen of the Ming dynasty. After Zhu Li usurped the throne, Zhu Yunwen escaped and founded the Qingyan sect, looking for an opportunity to seize the throne. But unfortunately, it was cleared out once by Zhu Li during the Ming dynasty. The Qingyan sect suffered a heavy blow. Originally people thought that the Qingyan sect was destroyed. It was not until the 1980s that this organization, which had been dormant for hundreds of years, reappeared in people's vision. At that time, the Pokemon Alliance in Yanhuang region had just been established. In order to seize power, the Blue Flame cult went to war with the Flame Region Pokemon Alliance. This battle lasted for 5 years and ended with the destruction of the Qingyan sect. These are the things recorded in the history books. Chen Feng didn't know any other information. Yes, the Qingyan sect was indeed eliminated by the Yanhuang Alliance in the 1980s. No, to be precise, it should be a serious blow. The leader of the Qingyan cult was not found at that time. I didn't expect that after 40 years, the Qingyan sect would be resurrected. They attach great importance to the Qingyan sect alliance, and this time they are determined to uproot them. Zhang Ling explained slowly. He is an investigator, so he knows more than the average person. This dark organization is older than Yanhuang Alliance and is extremely powerful. And he knows a lot of Yanhuang secrets. Even legendary Pokemon appeared in the last war. Therefore, Alliance pays special attention to the Qingyan sect. So that's how it is. Chen Feng nodded secretly. It seems I need to pay close attention to the news. Chen Feng didn't expect that there were other colleagues in Yanhuang region. Ding! Mission triggered. Destroy the Qingyan cult and become the largest dark organization in the Yanhuang region. Task reward. Depends on completion. At this moment, a system voice sounded in Chen Feng's mind. There is still a mission. Chen Feng was slightly stunned. Host. Chen Feng. Pokemon. Giovanni's Beedrill and Melodic. Special ability. Viridian Power, heal Pokemon, sense Pokemon's inner thoughts, help Pokemon break through racial restrictions. Eye of Insight. Able to see through information about everything. Battle value. 2,700. Current task. Train or recruit 10 junior trainers. Mission reward. Mission reward. Summon a Team Rocket executive. Current task. Obtain Mew gene. Mission reward. Mewtwo research experiment data. Current mission. Destroy the Qingyan cult and become the largest dark organization in the Yanhuang region. Mission rewards. Depends on completion. Current subsystems. Combat value lottery, combat value mall. When Chen Feng opened the system again, sure enough, there was a new task added to his attribute panel. In that case, let the Blue Flame cult become a stepping stone for our Team Rocket. Dark organization, one is enough. Chen Feng, what are you thinking about? Just as Chen Feng was thinking, Zhang Ling's voice brought Chen Feng back to reality. Ah, nothing. We just have a good relationship. I'm going to apply to the capital for college, maybe we'll run into each other again in the future. Chen Feng came back to his senses and spoke quickly. I don't want to meet you. Zhang Ling glared at Chen Feng. If I had met Chen Feng, I would have lived several years less. Officer Zhang, the Qingyan cult is just an evil organization. Can't the Pokémon Alliance in the North China War Zone deal with it? Why do we need you to go and provide support? Chen Feng asked Zhang Ling. The North China Theater is the strongest of the 5 theaters. The Yanhuang Pokémon Alliance headquarters is located in the North China War Zone. Logically speaking, the strength of the North China War Zone is enough to suppress the Qingyan sect, so why is it necessary to draw elites from other regions to provide support? Chen Feng felt that something was a little strange. The current Pokémon Alliance is no longer the Pokémon Alliance of the 1980s. It's just a resurrected dark organization. Is it necessary to draw personnel from other war zones in such a high-profile manner? I'm not sure about that. Zhang Ling frowned, not figuring out why the Alliance headquarters wanted to recruit people from their small 4th-tier city. All right, Chen Feng replied. Beep, 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 beep. Just then, Zhang Ling's phone suddenly rang. Zhang Ling picked up the phone quickly. Hello, Chief. Okay, I'll be right back. After Zhang Ling finished answering the phone, his face looked a little solemn. Chen Feng, I'm going back first. There's something going on in the bureau. After saying that, Zhang Ling hurriedly said goodbye to Chen Feng and left. What on earth happened? Why are you so anxious? Chen Feng was somewhat curious about what happened in their small 4th-tier city. Chapter 47. Targeting Zhang Tianyu. Director. After returning to the police station, Zhang Ling went straight to the meeting room, found his seat and sat down. Everyone is here, let's get started. When the director of Shuangyang City Investigation Bureau saw Zhang Ling coming back, he signaled the meeting host Xiaolu to start the meeting. Last night at 3 o'clock, a theft occurred at the Heshan City Museum next door in Henan Province. According to the information sent by Heshan City, the thief is Zhang Xiaoyu, the assistant of Lu Shuyun who disappeared from our city. A portrait of Zhang Xiaoyu was displayed on the projector in the conference room. Zhang Xiaoyu. She actually ran away to Henan Province. Zhang Ling suddenly realized, no wonder they couldn't find Zhang Xiaoyu's whereabouts in Shuangyang City. It turned out that he ran to Henan Province. That's right, and the Heshan City Investigation Bureau found this in the museum. The large screen in the conference room suddenly turned, and a blue flame logo appeared on the screen. Qingyan Sect. Seeing the sudden logo appear on the big screen in the conference room, Zhang Ling slapped the table and stood up. The blue flame is the symbol of the Qingyan Sect. I had just finished telling Chen Feng about the Qingyan Sect, but I didn't expect that the Qingyan Sect would appear in their East China War Zone. And it was Zhang Xiaoyu whom they were looking for. Zhang Xiaoyu's real identity is from the Qingyan Sect. It is the Qingyan Sect. The Zhang Xiaoyu we are looking for is the person arranged by the Qingyan Sect to lurk beside Lu Shuyun. Because it involves the Qingyan cult, in order to avoid causing unnecessary panic, the Alliance has concealed the news. Host Xiaolu nodded and said, what is the purpose of the Qingyan cult? What was lost in the Heshan City Museum? Zhang Ling continued to ask. Only by knowing the purpose of the Qingyan sect can they take targeted action. The Heshan City Museum is currently collecting the specific statistics. We have received an order from the Alliance branch to thoroughly investigate Zhang Xiaoyu's whereabouts in Shuangyang City. It would be best if we could nip the Qingyan cult in the bud. The conference host said slowly. This is the situation, so everyone should work hard during this period to thoroughly investigate Shuangyang City. But one thing is, don't cause social panic and affect students' exams. After Xiaolu finished speaking, the Shuangyang City Bureau Director stood up and said, yes, Chief. Everyone answered in unison. Xiao Ling, Chen Feng is the only person in Shuangyang City who has had contact with Zhang Xiaoyu. Take some time to talk to Chen Feng about Zhang Xiaoyu's situation and see if you can find any useful clues. In addition, the Demon City Investigation Bureau will also learn about the situation from Lu Shuyun. Yes, Chief. After the Shuangyang City Bureau Director arranged the tasks, the meeting was disbanded and everyone started to busy themselves with their own affairs. There isn't even one. It looks like it was hidden by the Pokémon Alliance. After Chen Feng returned home, he immediately began to look for relevant information about the Qingyan sect. But all I found was previous information. There is no information about the Qingyan sect recently on the internet. Forget it, let's put this matter aside for now. As he spoke, Chen Feng opened his mobile phone, registered a QQ account again, and applied to add Zhang Shuiwei as a friend. Dodrio, use try attack. Beep, 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 accompanied by the command of Zhang Shuiwei. Dodrio started running. The 3 different powers of ice, fire, and electricity were released from Dodrio's 3 heads and attacked rivals Oricorio. Oricorio, get out of the way. Seeing this, Oricorio's trainer immediately instructed Oricorio to do something. But he saw 3 attacks coming towards him. Oricorio panicked for a moment and did not follow his trainer's instructions. Running around the arena, he bumped into Dodrio's try-attack. The eyes become mosquito repellent and lose their fighting power. Good job, Dodrio. Seeing his Dodrio win, Zhang Shuiwei praised Dodrio. Doduo, Doduo, Doduo. Hearing Zhang Shuiwei's praise, Dodrio's 3 heads rushed to Zhang Shuiwei's arms. Although Dodrio is a Pokémon, he has 3 heads. Moreover, each of the 3 heads has its own independent thoughts and temper. It's called one Pokémon, but it's almost the same as 3 Pokémon, and even harder to take care of than 3 Pokémon. Okay, stop making trouble. Zhang Shuiwei caressed Dodrio's 3 heads equally. All 3 heads liked him very much. If he is even slightly biased, the other 2 heads will get upset. Dajuadu. Giovanni wants to add you as a friend. At this moment, Zhang Shuiwei's cell phone suddenly rang. Looking at the message on the phone, Zhang Shuiwei was a little confused. This morning, Boss Giovanni just added him as a friend and arranged things for him. And tonight I added him as a friend again. Although Zhang Shuiwei was confused, he did not dare to slack off. I quickly agreed to Giovanni's friend request. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. Boss, if you have any other instructions, feel free to arrange them. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Shuiwei said on the phone. Open black lens bracket Giovanni. How much do you know about the Qingyan cult? Close black lens bracket. Chen Fengxiang looked to see if other people knew any useful information about the Qingyan sect. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. Qingyan sect. Hasn't it been destroyed? Close black lens bracket. Zhang Shuiwei asked doubtfully. He had also heard about the war that took place 40 years ago, but hadn't the Qingyan sect been wiped out? Zhang Shuiwei didn't know why Chen Feng suddenly asked this. Open black lens bracket Giovanni. It's okay, I'm just asking. Close black lens bracket. Chen Feng didn't continue speaking. The Rockets are still too weak to compete with these veteran teams. There is no use knowing their information. Giovanni. Check this person's information, then pull him into Team Rocket and tell him that we, Team Rocket, can help him become stronger. Chen Feng then sent another message to Zhang Shuiwei, asking Zhang Shuiwei to investigate his background and invite him to join the Rockets. Open black lens bracket Zhang Shuiwei. I understand, boss. Close black lens bracket. If Shu Wan were here, she would definitely be able to see that the person Chen Feng asked Zhang Shuiwei to investigate was Zhang Tianyu, who was teased by Chen Feng in the examination room today. Chen Feng took a fancy to Zhang Tianyu's Prince Bo. One of the 3 starter Pokémon in the Sinnoh region, it has greater potential than other Pokémon. Moreover, Zhang Tianyu has good talent as a trainer. With training, he may become the backbone of their Rockets team. Chen Feng humiliated him this morning in order to make him hate him. It will be convenient for Team Rocket to win him over. As for Zhang Tianyu's backlash, Chen Feng was not worried at all. No one can surpass him in terms of growth rate. After arranging these things, Chen Feng cancelled his account again. Start reviewing the following knowledge in order to prepare for the exams in the next few days. Chapter 48. Practical Assessment. Time flies like an arrow. The National College Entrance Examination in Yanhuang region is finally coming to an end. Except for the last Pokemon battle, everyone has finished all the subjects. Unlike previous exams, the Pokemon practical test will be held in local universities. Only colleges and universities have so many training grounds to meet such a large base of candidates. Anhui University of Science and Technology, one of the test sites in Anhui Province. It is also Chen Feng's examination room. At this time, Chen Feng was sitting in a classroom waiting quietly. Anyone in this classroom could be his rival today. Unfortunately, Cao Rufeng was also in this examination room. Don't let me meet Chen Feng, don't let me meet Chen Feng. In the classroom, Xiao Rufeng kept praying that he would not be drawn together with Chen Feng. I had laughed at Chen Feng so much before. If I met him, I would definitely get 0 points. In the end, this was the reason why he failed to get into the trainer department. If his father knew about this, he would definitely let him try the power of the 7 wolves. But reality is often not what we wish. The 7th group of candidates, Chen Feng from Shuangyang City No. 11 Middle School versus Xiao Rufeng from Shuangyang City No. 11 Middle School. Along with the voice of the invigilator teacher, Xiao Rufeng seemed to fall into an ice cellar normal. I actually matched with Chen Feng. He heard about what happened to Zhang Tianyu a few days ago. None of the 8 had ever hit a Beedrill. I can't even beat Zhang Tianyu, how can I possibly be a rival to Chen Feng? Brother Feng, you are a great man and don't bear grudges. Just treat me as a fart and let it go. Hold back while you take the exam. On the way to the examination room, Xiao Rufeng hurriedly caught up with Chen Feng with a flattering look on his face. Like a licking dog, I hope Chen Feng can forgive him and ask him to be gentler when they fight next time. You want me to hold back? Chen Feng was suddenly stunned. He was very surprised that Xiao Rufeng would actually lower himself to come to him and beg for mercy. After all, he was the one who had been shouting the loudest in the group before. That's right, Brother Feng, that's what I mean. Xiao Rufeng nodded quickly with an excited look on his face. I thought Chen Feng agreed. Chen Feng's smiling face suddenly darkened. You didn't have this attitude when you humiliated me. I told you that you would get a 0 on this test. You'll get 0 points. Xiao Rufeng's bowing did not earn Chen Feng's forgiveness. Chen Feng knew better than anyone how Xiao Rufeng had humiliated this body. If apologies were useful, what would the police be for? Fortunately, God matched him with Xiao Rufeng. Then you have to fulfill your promise. Let Xiao Rufeng get 0 points. After hearing this, Xiao Rufeng was suddenly stunned. Then he realized that he had just been tricked by Chen Feng. His face suddenly darkened, and he whispered, Chen Feng, you are kidding me. Yes, I was just kidding you. Chen Feng smiled slightly, not caring about what Xiao Rufeng said. You. Xiao Rufeng glared at Chen Feng's back and walked into the examination room. He didn't expect that he had already begged Chen Feng humbly. He won't let me go. Chen Feng and Xiao Rufeng entered the training ground of Anhui University of Science and Technology one after another. He must be the Chen Feng who has been very popular recently. Shuangyang number 11 Middle School, it looks like it belongs to him. His rival is also from Shuangyang 11. It looks like a civil war. As soon as Chen Feng stepped into the examination room, the 3 judges, the teachers, began to point fingers and talk about him. After all, the challenge video in the Magic City Battle Tower was very popular. As a high school student, he defeated several junior trainers in a row. This strength has exceeded 99% of the entire Alliance region. Their Shuangyang City has produced such a talented person this year, it is hard not to pay attention to it. Both parties, take your positions. The rules of this contest are for 1 Pokémon. The 3 judges, teacher, will rate your performance in the battle. The final average score will be your final grade. The game starts now. Come out, Beedrill. Let's go to Teddiursa. Accompanied by the voice of the invigilator teacher. 2 red lights flashed, and 2 Pokémon were released from the Poké Balls. Beedrill, level 27. This level is a bit scary. One of the judges pulled out his battle watch and scanned Beedrill's data. It's really a bit scary. For ordinary high school students, a Pokémon level of 20 or above is considered high. And this Beedrill is actually level 27. The other one nodded steadily. Then write 5 points, full score, on the grade. Watching Xiao Rufeng. A level 17 Teddiursa. Although it's not bad, it's completely incomparable to Chen Feng. Only 2 points were scored in terms of grade. If it was rival, Teddiursa would have gotten 3 or even 4 points in this category. But unfortunately, the person he was compared with was Chen Feng's Beedrill. P.S. That's it for today. I'm really tired after driving all day. I'll make up for it tomorrow. Chapter 49. Despair. Damn it. The level has increased again. Check Beedrill's information through the battle watch. When Xiao Rufeng saw Beedrill's level, he gritted his teeth unwillingly. When I played against Zhang Tianyu a few days ago, his Beedrill was only level 26. After not seeing him for a few days, he actually advanced to the next level. What a terrifying improvement speed. You should know that it becomes more difficult to upgrade Pokemon levels as time goes by. However, Chen Feng's Beedrill didn't seem to have such restrictions and improved after just a few days. You attack first, otherwise you won't have a chance to show off. Chen Feng raised the corner of his mouth slightly and let Xiao Rufeng attack first. Just have some fun with him first. Otherwise, if it is killed instantly, it will be meaningless. Hateful. Teddiursa, show them how powerful our special training is. Use Fury Swipes. Xiao Rufeng reluctantly began to command Teddiursa to attack. Try to show as much as possible before Chen Feng kills him instantly. Ah, Teddiursa spoke in a baby voice, waving his claws, and ran towards Beedrill. Although the speed is good, in Beedrill's eyes, it is like a slow snail. Beedrill just slightly turned sideways and dodged Teddiursa's attack, causing Teddiursa's smackdown to miss. Seeing that his smackdown attack failed, Teddiursa swung his claws at Beedrill again. But unfortunately, every attack missed Beedrill. How can we grade this? The gap in strength is too big. One of the judges frowned and looked at Beedrill and Teddiursa at the competition venue. The gap in strength between the two sides is too big. All of Teddiursa's attacks missed, except that he could directly view the level. They could not see any performance ability in Teddiursa. As a result, they didn't know how to rate Teddiursa. Beedrill's performance was nearly perfect. Use the least amount of energy to dodge rivals' countless attacks. If this goes on, even if Beedrill doesn't take action, he will be exhausted to death. No other way. Let's give the actual score based on the performance in the live battle. Another judge, teacher, suggested. If you ask them which exam they are least willing to be a judge for, then it must be a candidate like Chen Feng whose strength is far beyond the other party. The opponent's Pokemon completely failed to show the combat power it should have. It's the only way. The last judge nodded in agreement. Their scores are based on the candidate's performance on the spot. If your strength is too far from your rival, you can only blame yourself for being weak, not others. Your strength cannot be demonstrated, so you can only get 0 points in other subjects. Then the last judge filled in a 10 out of 10 in the response column of Chen Feng's assessment form. Write 0 for Teddiursa's response. All the attacks were dodged by the opponent and none of them hit him, so the score was 0. Tisk tisk tisk, a professional coach who earns 10,000 a day ends up with this. You're not going to run into a scammer, are you? You can't even touch my Beedrill. Chen Feng laughed at Xiao Rufeng. He teased Xiao Rufeng today just as Xiao Rufeng had laughed at him in the past. Make Xiao Rufeng pay the price for what he did before. Don't you want to be a trainer? Then I will destroy your dream myself. Damn it, don't underestimate me. Xiao Rufeng roared at Chen Feng with a ferocious look on his face. The continuous attacks had caused Teddiursa's physical strength to drop significantly, and he began to breathe heavily. Chen Feng's Beedrill only moved slightly from the beginning to now. Always maintain the highest combat effectiveness. Oh, then you should show it to me so that I won't underestimate your ability. Chen Feng smiled playfully. Teddiursa uses Lick. Xiao Rufeng continued to command Teddiursa to attack. It's no use. Seeing that Xiao Rufeng continued to choose to attack, Chen Feng shook his head. I thought he would come up with something different. Who knows, it will be the same attack in the end. Is there any difference between this move and the previous Fury Swipes? The only thing he could do was to change his attacking moves. The result was the same, but Beedrill dodged them all. Why are you so strong? Teddiursa's attack failed again, which was the last straw that broke Xiao Rufeng's heart. The gap is too big. The level difference alone is a full 9 levels. Xiao Rufeng knelt on his knees and lay on the ground, crying softly. He had secretly laughed at Zhang Tianyu and others before for being only good for show. Chen Feng is indeed very powerful, it is impossible that several people cannot even touch him. But now Xiao Rufeng finally experienced what Zhang Tianyu felt at that time. Only by fighting with Chen Feng in person can one clearly feel that kind of despair. The kind of despair that you can't overcome no matter what you try. He couldn't understand why a man from the slums could be so strong. How can someone who has never been exposed to Pokemon training grow so fast? Because we are not on the same level. Finish him, Beedrill. Xiao Rufeng has had enough fun and his mentality has improved. Chen Feng commanded Beedrill to resolve the battle. Xiao Rufeng had humiliated him before, and today he destroyed Xiao Rufeng's dream, so the accounts between the two were settled. It fell down under Chen Feng's command. Beedrill defeated Teddiursa in an instant, and the test was over. In the end, Chen Feng won the exam with a full score of 100. Except for the initial level of 3 points, Cao Rufeng got 0 points for the rest. With this score, I definitely won't be able to enroll in any college's trainer department. Chapter 50. Autistic Cao Rufeng. How did you do on the test? After dealing with Cao Rufeng and leaving the examination room, Chen Feng asked Xu Wan. Xu Wan's examination venue was at Anhui University of Finance and Economics, which was not in the same place as Chen Feng's. Xu Wan. Not bad, 85 points, how about you? Just 2 minutes after the message was sent, Chen Feng received a message from Xu Wan. The results of the practical examination are announced on the spot, so everyone can know how many points they have scored at that time. Open black lens bracket Chen Feng. Full marks. Close black lens bracket. Xu Wan. That's amazing. Who is so unlucky to be matched with you? Snickering. On the other side, Xu Wan, after finishing the exam, took out her phone and replied to Chen Feng with a smile. I really don't know which unlucky guy met Chen Feng during the exam. Open black lens bracket Chen Feng. Guess, one of them is the person I want to meet. Close black lens bracket. Xu Wan. Who is it? It can't be Cao Rufeng or Logan. Snickering. Before, Cao Rufeng and Logan bullied Chen Feng. Now that Chen Feng has the strength, he will definitely want to get back at his former self. So Xu Wan casually guessed that it was Cao Rufeng or Logan. Chen Feng. You are really smart. You guessed it right away. It was Cao Rufeng. Xu Wan. Is this true? Shocked. Chen Feng. Why would I lie to you? My rival is Cao Rufeng. Xu Wan. So how many points did he get? Open black lens bracket Chen Feng. 3 points close black lens bracket. Looking at the message sent by Chen Feng, Xu Wan couldn't help but laugh. Cao Rufeng's ability in their class is still acceptable. Unexpectedly, I met Chen Feng and only got 3 points in the end. This is probably the lowest score ever. Xu Wan. Ha ha ha, he deserves it. He was the one who bullied you before. Xu Wan scored 3 points on Cao Rufeng, without any sympathy at all. Who made him bully Chen Feng so much before? It was entirely his own fault that he got 3 points now. Xu Wan. Chen Feng, what are your plans for this summer vacation? Closing square bracket. Xu Wan asked Chen Feng. They have nearly 3 months for this vacation, which is their longest vacation ever. Xu Wan wanted to know what Chen Feng was going to do during the holiday. Open black lens bracket Chen Feng. I plan to make some money during this holiday. Close black lens bracket. Chen Feng replied. Li Junhua called him yesterday and told him that he would fly to Shuangyang City tonight. The company's preparations will begin tomorrow. Bring Ultra Ball to the market in the shortest possible time. So he will also be busy for a while. When things are almost done, I can just be a hands-off boss. In addition, the Rockets training is also urgent. To put it bluntly, the current Rockets team is just a group of rabble, without even a professional trainer. Such strength is not enough to realize the great ideal in its heart. And Chen Feng wants to complete all of this during this holiday. After entering the university and finding Mew's information, it will be too late to train the Rockets again. Xu Wan. Come on. Closing square bracket. When Xu Wan saw the news about Chen Feng, she suddenly thought of Chen Feng's family background. I thought Chen Feng wanted to take advantage of this holiday to earn tuition money. He encouraged Chen Feng. Open black lens bracket Chen Feng. You too. Close black lens bracket. ... Logan. Boss, how did you do in the exam? Didn't you meet Chen Feng? On the other side, after Logan finished the test, he immediately asked Cao Rufeng. Cao Rufeng had told him through QQ before. He and Chen Feng were assigned to the same examination room. Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. I lost to Chen Feng, and I lost miserably. Close black lens bracket. After seeing the message from Logan, Cao Rufeng was silent for a moment and then replied. A score of 3 points. I will become the laughing stock of the whole country. Logan. No way, boss, you really matched with Chen Feng. Closing square bracket. Logan was a little bit unbelievable. There are 40 people in one examination room. How unlucky must be the boss to be matched with Chen Feng? Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. Well, I matched him. Tediersa doesn't have any performance points except for the rating points. Close black lens bracket. Cao Rufeng said truthfully. On the other side, Logan looked at the message sent by Xiao Rufeng and was a little dumbfounded. Except for the rating points, everything else is 0. What does this mean? The highest grade point is 5 points, which means that my boss can only get a maximum of 5 points in this exam. Since the Pokemon assessment began, there has never been such a low score. Logan. Boss, it's a big deal. Your family is so rich, can't you just throw money into it? Closing square bracket. Logan suggested. Xiao Rufeng's grades were average. The reason he scored low in this exam was entirely because rival was too strong and he didn't show his full potential. As long as his father is willing to spend money, he can definitely get a spot in. Open black lens bracket Xiao Rufeng. Let's wait and see. I don't necessarily have to go down the path of a trainer. Close black lens bracket. Xiao Rufeng replied. Now he just wants to be quiet and think about whether he is suitable to be a trainer. He has now become autistic due to being beaten by Chen Feng. He started to train his Teddiursa since the first year of high school. After 3 years, his Teddiursa level finally reached level 17. But compared with Chen Feng, he is just a waste. After this battle, he began to doubt his life. If I continue to stick to the path of a trainer, will I be able to match geniuses like Chen Feng in the end? Logan. Damn it, boss, what else can you do if you don't want to be a trainer? Logan. Cheer up, boss. Chen Feng is a pervert. We can't compete with him. Logan knew very well the gap between himself and Chen Feng. If he had met Chen Feng in this exam, he would definitely not give up the path of a trainer like Xiao Rufeng did. Chen Feng is a pervert. His strength surpasses that of a junior trainer in just 1 month. This guy is not a human being. Open black lens bracket Xiao Rufeng. You don't understand. Close black lens bracket. Xiao Rufeng sighed and replied. If you have never fought against Chen Feng, you will never experience that feeling of despair. Even when he was fighting against the junior trainer he paid for, he had never felt so desperate. Logan. Boss, if there is an organization that can improve our strength, would you like to join? Just then Logan suddenly asked. Not long ago, one of his relatives invited him to join a rocket team. He said that not only is he rich, but he can also help himself improve his abilities. At first he didn't believe it. How could such a good thing happen in the world? I thought it was similar to Pinshishi, where rewards are given for recruiting people. So he decided to help his relative and agreed to join. Then my relative gave me a contact method and asked me to add him as a friend. After adding himself, the other party asked for some basic information about him and told him that to join Team Rocket he only needed to be loyal and obey orders. He didn't think too much about it at the time, just answered some questions casually and agreed to join. Finally, I actually passed. He was also pulled into a group chat called Team Rocket. He didn't take it seriously at this time, until the group owner contacted him and asked for his card number. I transferred 10,000 Alliance coins to him on the spot as a benefit for joining Team Rocket. Only then did he come to his senses. It seemed like I had really joined some great organization. A 10,000 yuan bonus for joining the team. I just want to ask which company or enterprise in the world dares to do this to Rookie. My relatives did not deceive me. This organization really has money to take. Later, the group owner told him that the leader had prepared Pokemon for them to join the team. They will be issued after a while, and they will be trained intensively to improve their strength to the lowest level of junior trainers. If the other party had said this before, he would definitely not believe it. But now he has received the money, proving that the other party was not a liar. I can definitely improve my ability to that of a junior trainer. Seeing that his boss had become autistic after being beaten by Chen Feng, he wanted to help his boss and let him join Team Rocket with him. Let the organization help them improve their strength in the future. Open black lens bracket Xiao Rufeng. What organization? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Logan. Team Rocket. Close black lens bracket. Chapter 51. Li Junhua is here. Shuangyang Airport. Li Junhua slowly got off the plane pulling his suitcase. After his daughter finished the college entrance examination, Li Junhua said goodbye to his family and came to Shuangyang City alone. Ever since he saw the Ultra Ball that Chen Feng gave him, Li Junhua knew that his name would be heard throughout the world. Boss, I'm here. Li Junhua took out his cell phone and called Chen Feng. For Chen Feng, who is like his only daughter at this age, Li Junhua did not have any contempt at all. Instead, it's more of respect. That's right, respect. After returning, he specifically checked Chen Feng's information. The most outstanding genius in the East China theater. Use a level 21 Beedrill to tangle with a level 51 Salamence over level 30 for 5 minutes. In the battle tower, he challenged professional trainers of higher levels many times. Junior class trainer was not his rival at all. In addition to Chen Feng's talent as a trainer, there is also admiration for Chen Feng's scientific research mind. He also doubted whether Chen Feng had researched this technology alone. But Chen Feng's information had already been thoroughly dug up by netizens. He is the only one left in the family. He couldn't think of anyone else except Chen Feng. Space compression technology. Ultra Ball is 1/3 the quality of the best Poké Ball on the market. All of this is Chen Feng's technology. Moreover, according to Chen Feng, their startup capital was obtained by selling a certain technology. Technology worth 500 million yuan is definitely not a simple technology. If Li Junhua knew that Chen Feng sold it for not 500 million but 1 billion, he would probably be even more shocked. Li Junhua had no other thoughts in his mind except admiration. Okay, you can see me once you get out of the airport. I'll be waiting for you outside. Chen Feng said on the phone. After hanging up the phone, Li Junhua pulled his suitcase and followed the signs out of the airport. Li Junhua, who had just come out of the airport, immediately heard Chen Feng's voice in the night. Boss, here. Li Junhua's voice attracted the attention of the surrounding tourists, and they looked at Chen Feng in confusion. Are their identities topsy-turvy? Uncle Li, you're here. Chen Feng stepped forward and shook hands with Li Junhua. Although he is Li Junhua's boss. But Li Junhua is much older than Chen Feng, so Chen Feng calls him Uncle Li. Well, I came here right after the college entrance exams. I just wanted to get the Ultra Ball to market as soon as possible. Li Junhua nodded and said, let's go, let's eat first. We'll eat and talk. Not long after, the two arrived at a relatively good restaurant in Shuangyang City. Boss, this is my company plan. Take a look. After arriving at the restaurant and ordering food, Li Junhua took out a document from his backpack and handed it to Chen Feng. During this period, Chen Feng was busy preparing for the college entrance examination. And he himself was not idle either. Write a business plan from home. The goal is to get Ultra Ball out of the market as soon as possible and allow the Poké Ball in the Yanhuang region to rise. Okay, let me take a look. Chen Feng took the plan and looked at it in detail. The plan is a full 25 pages long, which is enough to show Li Junhua's intentions. From the establishment of the company to the recruitment of employees, employee wages, equipment purchases, product production to market launch, every item is written very comprehensively. It took Chen Feng about half an hour to finish reading the 25 pages. How's it going, boss? Li Junhua asked with anticipation. Very good and very attentive. But I have some other ideas in a few places. Chen Feng nodded in agreement. Li Junhua's plan is well written, but he still has his own ideas in a few places. There are some things Li Junhua doesn't know, so he feels a little unfamiliar. Boss, please speak. Li Junhua asked Chen Feng to give his opinion. After all, he was the boss. No matter how good your plan is, you still need the other party's consent. First, let's talk about personnel recruitment. I want to recruit grassroots workers from Ardon Street. People here live a hard life. Now that I have the ability, I want to change their lives. Chen Feng expressed his first thought. Living in Liming Street, he is very clear about the living conditions of the people in Liming Street. Therefore, Chen Feng wanted to start changing the world from Don Street. I gave them hope and they will thank me. There will also be unprecedented loyalty to the company. That's no problem, of course. After hearing this suggestion, Li Junhua became more satisfied with Chen Feng. The world will be lucky because of Chen Feng. The second thing is the launch of the product. I have already contacted the Century Metropolis Shanghai branch. At that time, our products will be first launched in Shanghai Century City. Chen Feng expressed his second idea. The president of Century Metropolis, Magic City branch is his girlfriend. If you have this resource, it would be a waste if you don't use it. The boss is actually related to Century City. Li Junhua was somewhat surprised after hearing this. Unexpectedly, Chen Feng has already solved the channel issue. Moreover, it is a Century Metropolis in a big city like Shanghai. Century Metropolis is the largest distributor of Pokémon items in the country. If their Ultra Ball can enter the Century City, it will become famous faster and more quickly. Originally, he planned to wait until Ultra Ball became famous before approaching Century Metropolis to discuss cooperation. It would be harder than climbing to the sky for an unknown domestic Poké Ball to enter the Century. But now Chen Feng has already reached an agreement. That can save a lot of steps in between. The development of their company will also be greatly improved. Well, it's somewhat related. It's already been settled. Chen Feng affirmed. Lu Shuyun would definitely not reject him, on the contrary, she would help him. But we also need to establish our own sales channels. Chen Feng continued. The channel has always been in the hands of others, just like someone is strangling you. The other party may take your life at any time. Lu Shuyun would definitely not raise the price for herself. But this may not be the case in other cities. Of course, when our company has sufficient funds, I will start to build our own flagship stores across the country. Li Junhua nodded in agreement. He also thought about his own sales channels. However, their initial funds were not very abundant. Don't underestimate the fact that 500 million yuan in startup capital is a lot. If we really get down to it, this is not enough, we have to spend money carefully. One more thing, my identity must be concealed. Don't let anyone know that I'm the boss except you. Ah, why is that? Li Junhua didn't quite understand why Chen Feng did this. Ultra Ball is definitely a groundbreaking product, and as the boss, he will definitely become famous all over the world. I don't understand why Chen Feng wants to hide his identity. I'm still a student, and I want to keep a low profile. Chen Feng made up an excuse. It's not that he doesn't want to reveal his identity. The main reason is that he still has a Team Rocket, so he doesn't want to attract unnecessary attention. Oh well, Li Junhua replied helplessly. It was the first time he had seen a young man who did not take reputation so seriously. Oh, there's one more thing. Once the Ultra Ball is on the shelves, it will definitely affect other people's cakes. As the general manager of the company, it is best for you to place your family in a safe place. Chen Feng's attitude suddenly became serious and he reminded Li Junhua. The cake is so small, if they take up the cake, someone will inevitably lose the cake. As the general manager of the company, Li Zhengguo will bear the greatest risk. After Chen Feng's guidance, Li Junhua finally realized the seriousness of the matter. I was covered in cold sweat. I will arrange for them to be somewhere safe tomorrow. Li Junhua quickly nodded in agreement. Fortunately, Chen Feng reminded him, otherwise if something really happened to his family, he would never forgive himself in his life. This is basically what Chen Feng wanted to say. These problems are minor issues for Li Junhua. It won't have any impact on his plans. Afterwards, the two of them ate and talked until 10 o'clock in the evening, when they finally decided on some details. Letter of commitment. Adhere to originality and eliminate violations of commitment. Pen name, Brilliant Light, guarantee that the contracted work is my original work, and in the process of creation, I strictly follow the Flylu Writers Convention to create, insist on originality, and put an end to the following violations. If there are any violations, I am willing to bear all the consequences caused by them. 1. Ensure that the contracted work is your own original work and does not involve plagiarism or plagiarism of the plot in the Chinese translation. 2. Ensure that no third-party works or plots are plagiarized during the creation process. 3. Guarantee that the work is first published on Flylu Novel Network and is the only contracted website. 3. Ensure that you abide by laws and regulations during the creation process, including but not limited to, not involving politics, pornography, gambling, drugs, promoting cults, not ghostwriting, not submitting waste manuscripts, not entrusting, not selling works and accounts, etc. 4. Guarantee that no matter how many words the work has, the contracted work must have a complete plot and will never have a bad ending or be discontinued without being completed. Chapter 52. Boss Giovanni is omnipotent. I'm back. Zhang Tianyu opened the door and shouted inside as usual. But the response he got was indeed cold darkness. There was no one at home. Not home again. Zhang Tianyu seemed to have gotten used to this and walked towards his room alone. He couldn't remember when his home stopped feeling like home. My parents are busy with their careers every day and don't care about me. He is the only one in this house every day. He wanted to find someone to share his joy of getting 89 points in Pokemon combat, but he couldn't find anyone. Even his parents didn't ask a single question about his college entrance examination results. Boom boom boom. Just then, there was a knock on the door of the room. Who is it? Zhang Tianyu walked towards the door curiously. I don't know who is knocking on the door so late at night. Zhang Tianyu opened the door and saw a letter falling from the crack. Team Rocket invitation. Team Rocket, what is this? A name Zhang Tianyu had never heard of appeared on the cover of the envelope. Zhang Tianyu looked around in confusion, trying to find out who sent the letter. But apart from the street lights, there was no one around. Holding the envelope, Zhang Tianyu returned to the room and opened it. There was only one sentence written inside. If you want to become stronger and defeat Chen Feng, just add this contact information. In addition to this sentence, there is a red R logo in the lower right corner. This letter was sent by Zhang Shuiwei to Zhang Tianyu. After several days of investigation, they finally figured out Zhang Tianyu's background. Zhang Tianyu's parents each have their own company. He lacked family education and parental care since childhood, which is why he acted so domineeringly on campus. In previous investigations, Zhang Shuiwei also discovered that this person had a conflict with his neighbor Chen Feng. 8 people were completely defeated by Chen Feng alone. In the end, Chen Feng forced him to kneel on the ground and apologize. So Zhang Shuiwei took advantage of this contradiction and persuaded Zhang Tianyu to join their Rockets team. Zhang Shuiwei had previously considered helping Chen Feng, the new talent. Invite Chen Feng to join Team Rocket. But out of selfishness, considering Chen Feng's strength, it might affect his current status. That's why Zhang Shuiwei didn't invite Chen Feng to join the Rockets. Chen Feng. When he saw the word Chen Feng, Zhang Tianyu's expression gradually became ferocious. He had never been so embarrassed since he was a child. Kneel down and apologize. Thinking about this, Zhang Tianyu took out his mobile phone and applied to add the friend in the letter. The other party has agreed to add you as a friend. Closing square bracket. As soon as the friend request was sent out, the other party immediately accepted his friend request. Rockets. Zhang Tianyu. Closing square bracket. This member with the ID, Rocket Team, is a penguin account applied for by Zhang Shuiwei. An account specifically used to recruit members of Team Rocket. Zhang Tianyu. Can you really let me defeat Chen Feng? Closing square bracket. Seeing the other party reply to him, Zhang Tianyu immediately asked. No matter who the opponent is, as long as he can defeat Chen Feng and wash away his shame, it will be fine. Team Rocket. Since we, Team Rocket, have said so, we can definitely do it. Closing square bracket. Zhang Shuiwei replied via QQ. Zhang Shuiwei knew about Chen Feng's strength through some news. He certainly doesn't have the ability to help Zhang Tianyu defeat Chen Feng. But his boss certainly can. In Zhang Shuiwei's mind, Boss Giovanni is an omnipotent being. Zhang Tianyu. Okay, as long as you can let me defeat Chen Feng, I can do anything. Closing square bracket. Zhang Tianyu's eyes were burning with hatred. He would do anything as long as he could defeat Chen Feng. Team Rocket. You don't need to pay anything, just be loyal to our Team Rocket. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Shuiwei replied. Seeing that things were going so smoothly, Zhang Shuiwei invited Zhang Tianyu to join their Rockets team group chat. Open black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu has joined the group chat. Close black lens bracket. A message appeared in Team Rockets group chat. Sao Rufeng. Damn, you also joined the Rockets. At Zhang Tianyu. Closing square bracket. Sao Rufeng, who had just joined the Rockets not long ago, was stunned when he saw the news that Zhang Tianyu had joined the Rockets. I have a grudge against Chen Feng, and Zhang Tianyu also has a grudge against Chen Feng. This is what teammates are like. Open black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu, do you know me? Who are you? Close black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu on the other side was also suddenly stunned. I had just joined this rocket team and someone already recognized me. Who is this Sao Rufeng? I don't seem to know this person. Team Rocket. He and Chen Feng are classmates. Chen Feng shaved his head bald in today's Pokemon battle, and he only scored 3 points in the end. Zhang Shuiwei explained in the group. My neighbor is too troublesome. Having humiliated Zhang Tianyu a few days ago, he shaved Sao Rufeng's head today. If people don't hate you, who else can they hate? There are 20 people in the group, 2 of whom are enemies with Chen Feng. Fortunately, Zhang Shuiwei didn't know that Logan also had a grudge against Chen Feng. It's just that he was lucky and didn't meet Chen Feng. Open black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu, 3 points. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu almost laughed when he saw the message from the Rockets. 3 points, this is probably the lowest score in Alliance's history. But then he thought, if he were to face Chen Feng, he would probably get the same result. Apart from the grade points, no performance points can be obtained. Open black lens bracket Zhang Tianyu. I understand. Chen Feng is indeed difficult to deal with. Close black lens bracket. Chen Feng is more than just difficult to deal with. There is absolutely no chance of winning. With their current strength, they have no chance of winning against Chen Feng. Otherwise, he wouldn't have pinned his hopes on the Rockets organization. Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. I am so touched. Finally someone understands me. Close black lens bracket. After seeing these words, Cao Rufeng seemed to have found his confidant normal. Finally someone understood him. When I first joined the group, I don't know how other people in the group laughed at me when they found out that I scored 3 points. Now finally someone understood his difficulties. Open black lens bracket Zhang Tianyu. Let's chat privately. Close black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu added Cao Rufeng as a friend through the chat group. Want to get information about Chen Feng through Cao Rufeng? Open black lens bracket Zhang Tianyu. Are you really Chen Feng's classmate? Close black lens bracket. Zhang Tianyu asked Cao Rufeng after adding friends. Cao Rufeng. Nonsense, I bullied him for 3 years, otherwise how could he shave my head? Closing square bracket. On the other side, Cao Rufeng replied to Zhang Tianyu. When talking about this incident, Cao Rufeng was full of regret. Who would have thought that a poor boy who had been bullied by him for 3 years would end up having an unparalleled talent as a trainer? The key point is that my luck is so bad that I was matched with Chen Feng. The belt marks on his back still hurt a little. When his father found out he scored 3 points in the exam, he almost killed him. Just now I overheard his father saying to his mother, "Why not have another child? This is going to abandon him," even the trumpet rhythm. Open black lens bracket Zhang Tianyu. No wonder. Close black lens bracket. After seeing this message, Zhang Tianyu suddenly realized. I finally understood why Chen Feng shaved Cao Rufeng's head. Zhang Tianyu. Do you think this Rockets team is reliable? Can it really make us stronger? Closing square bracket. Zhang Tianyu asked Cao Rufeng. Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. I don't know either. I just came in. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. There is another buddy of mine in the group. He came earlier and knows more. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Cao Rufeng. It is said that in a while, the boss of Team Rocket will organize a training camp and send Pokemon to us. Then we will know whether it is true or not, right? Close black lens bracket. Cao Rufeng said. He also held on to a glimmer of hope that if it could really make him stronger, it would be best to find Chen Feng to retaliate. But if they can't get stronger, they won't lose anything. After a while, Zhang Tianyu pondered secretly. It looks like we'll just have to wait for a while to see if this Rockets team really makes him stronger as they say. After briefly understanding some information about Chen Feng with Cao Rufeng, Zhang Tianyu turned off his phone, turned on his computer, and started watching the video of Chen Feng fighting in the battle tower. In order to find Chen Feng's weakness. Chapter 53. Breaking through limitations. How is the preparation of your company going? Do you need my help? Lu Shuyun stood on the balcony, lit a cigarette, looked at the scenery outside the window and asked with concern. Li Junhua has already started preparations, and work will begin in a few days. Chen Feng replied to Lu Shuyun on the phone. Since the last time I had a chat with Li Junhua. The next day, Li Junhua began to prepare for the company. I believe that with Li Junhua's work efficiency, the factory will be able to start operations soon. Of the Chen Feng, I miss you. Lu Shuyun said weakly. Ever since Chen Feng left the Magic City, she has missed him all the time. Although this place is prosperous, she can't feel any happiness without Chen Feng. If the crisis had not been resolved, she really wanted to fly to Shuangyang City to find Chen Feng. Be good, when I'm done, I'll come over to accompany you. Chen Feng smiled slightly and comforted Lu Shuyun. He also missed Lu Shuyun very much, but he was too busy recently and had no time to visit her. He has been training Beedrill and Melodic these days, allowing Beedrill and Melodic to absorb their previous combat experience. Well, I'll wait for you. Lu Shuyun replied softly. If their subordinates saw Lu Shuyun's appearance like a little woman, they would definitely be shocked. By the way, Chen Feng, the investigation bureau of Magic City contacted me some time ago. Lu Shuyun suddenly remembered something and said to Chen Feng. A few days ago, the investigation bureau of Shanghai suddenly found her and said that they needed her cooperation on some matters. It was exactly 230 when I arrived at Chen Feng's college entrance examination, so I didn't tell Chen Feng. The Investigation Bureau of the Magic City. What do they want you for? Chen Feng asked in confusion, not understanding why the Magic City Investigation Bureau was looking for Lu Shuyun. It's Zhang Xiaoyu's BCH. Zhang Xiaoyu's identity seems to be complicated. The Magic City Investigation Bureau asked me a lot about Zhang Xiaoyu. Speaking of Zhang Xiaoyu, Lu Shuyun couldn't help but become serious. With her female intuition, she felt that Zhang Xiaoyu must have another identity. Otherwise, the Magic City Investigation Bureau would not have come to her with such great force to find out the situation. You have to know that in the Magic City, as long as you don't do anything wrong, the people in the Investigation Bureau will give you some leniency. But this time, the Investigation Bureau mobilized a large number of people to come to her room to inquire about Zhang Xiaoyu's situation. Is that so? Chen Feng frowned. It seemed that the situation was more complicated than they had imagined. At first they thought Zhang Xiaoyu was Lu Shuyun's brother's person. But now it seems that there are other mysteries about Zhang Xiaoyu's identity. Who is she? Well, you should be careful recently. She knows the information about our transaction. I'm worried that she might get the attention of Phoebus evolving into Melodic. Lu Shuyun reminded. Zhang Xiaoyu was present throughout the transaction between her and Chen Feng. She made all the contracts. If the other party knew the secret of Phoebus evolving into Melodic, he would definitely pay attention to Chen Feng. Don't worry, she can't hurt me. Chen Feng assured Lu Shuyun. He wished Zhang Xiaoyu would come to him on her own initiative. No matter what, Zhang Xiaoyu is indeed a potential threat. If she could come to me on her own initiative, I could save myself a lot of effort. Look how good you are. Hearing Chen Feng being so confident, Lu Shuyun felt relieved. You don't have to trust Chen Feng. But you can definitely believe in Chen Feng's strength. In less than a month, his combat effectiveness surpassed that of a junior trainer. Now that so much time has passed, God knows what Chen Feng's current strength is. Don't you know whether I'm powerful or not? Chen Feng said with a wicked smile. Hate, Lu Shuyun said with charm. Thinking of that wonderful night, Lu Shuyun's pretty face couldn't help but blush. Doduo beep. Just then, Chen Feng's phone suddenly rang. I saw a missed call from Li Junhua displayed on my phone. Li Junhua called me. I'll talk to you later. Chen Feng said to Lu Shuyun. It should be that Li Junhua was preparing to report to him, but he was talking on the phone with Lu Shuyun for a long time, so the call did not come through. Okay, you go ahead. After hanging up the call with Lu Shuyun, Chen Feng called Li Junhua back. Boss, everything is ready. We can start working anytime. As for the training ground you asked for, I found an abandoned warehouse. I wonder if it can be used. Li Junhua reported his work to Chen Feng. After these few days of non-stop busyness, everything in the company is ready. Now we just need to recruit people and we can officially start work. Okay, just arrange these for you. No one knows about the warehouse, I don't like being disturbed. Chen Feng nodded and said. The warehouse is the temporary secret base that Chen Feng prepared for the Rockets team. Now the Rockets are still very weak and have no way to build BFBH, their own secret base. And there is no time left. There was no other way. Chen Feng could only ask Li Junhua to find a remote place to temporarily serve as the Rocket's secret base. When Team Rocket develops and can build their own secret base, they will build a secret base that only they know about. Don't worry, boss. Those are basically abandoned warehouses with no one living there. Except for some wild Pokémon, no one will go there. Li Junhua replied. That place has been abandoned for many years. No one would go here for nothing. It took him a long time to find the owner of the warehouse and buy it from him. That's fine. Just arrange the company's affairs as you wish. Something is telling me. No problem, boss. After hanging up the phone, Chen Feng took out the box containing Zubat and Houndour. Then place your palms on the two boxes. Release the power of Evergreen. In his Evergreen power, there is a function that can help Pokémon break through the race restrictions. What Chen Feng has to do now is to help these 40 Pokémon break the limitations of race so that they can go further. The strength is improved faster. Chen Feng had used this function on Melodic before, helping Melodic break through racial restrictions. At the same time, this ability is too powerful and consumes a lot of mental energy. Help a Pokémon break through, he needs to rest for 2 days to recover. Therefore, Chen Feng didn't dare to release too much at once. Instead, Release a few every day to slowly help Pokemon break through. Host: Chen Feng. Pokemon: Giovanni exclusive Beedrill, Melodic. Special ability: Evergreen Power, heal Pokemon, sense Pokemon's inner thoughts, help Pokemon break through racial restrictions. Eye of Insight, able to see through information about everything. Battle value: 3000. Current task: train or recruit 10 junior trainers. Mission reward: summon a Team Rocket executive. Current task: obtain Mew gene. Mission reward: Mewtwo research experiment data. Current mission: destroy the Qingyan cult and become the largest dark organization in the Yanwang region. Mission rewards: depends on completion. Current subsystem: combat value lottery, combat value mall. Pokemon: Melodic. Attribute: water. Ability: telepathy, can communicate with the trainer's head through the mind, read the attacks of our Pokemon, and dodge them. Competitive: if the ability is lowered, the special attack will increase significantly. Level: 22. Gender: female. Moves: Water Pulse, Water Gun, Constriction, Refresh, Disarming Voice, Twister, Dragon Breath, Inherited, Water Cycle, Captivate. Species Strength: Physical Strength, 95, Attack, 10, Defense, 79, Special Attack, 120, Special Defense, 155, Speed, 81. After simply washing 40 Pokemon, Chen Feng opened his attribute panel to check. I haven't fought much in the past few days, and my combat value is only 3300. Melodic's data is the value after breaking through using the power of Evergreen. The total is still 540 though. However, Melodic's original 60-point attack species strength was reduced to only 10 points. However, Melodic's special attack and special defense increased by 20 and 30 points respectively. This is Melodic after breaking through the limitations. Chapter 54. The Persian Who Thinks He Is Smart. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Abandoned Warehouse, a warehouse complex in the suburbs of Shuangyang City. In the early years, when Chinese people believed that domestic Poké Ball was on the rise, every warehouse here was filled with Poké Ball. But as the reputation of domestic Poké Balls collapsed, warehouses here began to be abandoned one by one. Become a paradise for wild Pokemon. And today, this place finally welcomed their master again. Ahem, how long has it been since anyone came here? Chen Feng held a wooden root in his hand and knocked on the weeds blocking the road ahead. Beedrill was flying in the air to escort Chen Feng. No one took care of it for a long time. This led to the beginning of a new discourse on nature here. Various unknown grasses grow all over this place. The next day, Li Junhua handed the address and keys of the warehouse to Chen Feng. Chen Feng came here alone to take a look at the environment in advance. Is it suitable to be the rocket team's temporary secret base? That should be it. Not long after, Chen Feng looked at the house with the words, Warehouse 09, written on the wall in front of him and said. Warehouse 09 was exactly the warehouse that Li Junhua bought for him. Cracked walls and rusty iron doors. All of this shows that no one has been here for a long time. This key is useless. Chen Feng walked to the gate, blew the dust off the lock, and used the key to open the document warehouse. But it was embarrassing to find that the lock on the door had already corroded. The key won't go in. Beedrill, use Twineedle, destroy him. Chen Feng immediately ordered Beedrill to carry out the violent demolition. Buzz. Beedrill fired both guns. A bright light flashed by. The rusty iron lock was instantly smashed to pieces by Beedrill. Crack. The old iron door made a harsh creaking sound when Chen Feng pushed it. Ahem. The smoke and dust fell from the gate, and Chen Feng couldn't help but turn his head and cover his mouth to block it. Meow. However, at this moment, a cat's meow came from the warehouse. Immediately afterwards, a white light attacked Chen Feng's neck. Clang. A sound of metal colliding sounded in front of Chen Feng. Chen Feng raised his head and looked at the scene in front of him in horror. I was covered in cold sweat. I saw a Persian being blocked by Beedrill using Twineedle. Seeing this scene, Chen Feng couldn't help but feel fortunate. Fortunately, there are many wild Pokemon along the way. He released Beedrill early just in case. We didn't encounter any attacks from wild Pokemon along the way. But who knew there was an extremely aggressive Persian hiding in the warehouse? Without saying a word, he attacked him. Fortunately, Beedrill blocked it for him, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Chen Feng immediately used the Eye of Insight to check Persian's information. Pokemon. Persian. Attribute. Normal. Ability. Technical expert. When using a move with a power of 60 or less, the power is increased by 50%. Only the effect of the move itself is calculated, and any other effects such as props and abilities are not calculated. Gender. Female. Moves. Growl, Fake Out, Faint, Grab, Payday, Assurance, Slash. Level 42. Chen Feng was somewhat shocked by the level of this Persian. It is not easy to encounter Pokemon over level 30 in the wild. And this Persian has reached level 42. This is not common. Meow. Get out of here. Seeing that his sneak attack failed, Persian dodged and jumped away, putting some distance between himself and Beedrill. He growled and stared at Chen Feng and Beedrill warily. Meow. This is my territory. It looks like we have intruded into Persian territory. Through the power of Evergreen, Chen Feng could clearly understand what Persian was saying. Persian, let's have a fight, and if you win, we'll leave. If you lose, how about you be my partner? Chen Feng suggested to Persian. Giovanni's eldest brother has a Persian. I pet my cat every time I talk on the phone or video with my subordinates. This is full of temperament. As the founder of this world's rocket team, shouldn't I also have a Persian? Chen Feng began to set his sights on this Persian. Meow, meow, that's not fair. Persian bared his teeth and growled at Chen Feng. Unfair. Chen Feng was suddenly stunned. When did Pokemon learn to be fair? Tell me what's unfair? Chen Feng asked curiously. Meow, can you understand me? Persian was also stunned when he heard Chen Feng's answer. The human in front of him could actually understand what he was saying. Of course, nature has given me a magical ability. I can understand what you say. If you think there is anything unfair, feel free to tell me. Chen Feng spread his hands. Meow, 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 this is my territory. It won't do me any good if I win. Persian called out to Chen Feng. If I lose, I will become his partner. And if you win, you get nothing. It's not fair. It's so unfair. Thanks to my cleverness, I didn't get fooled. Is it because of this? This is really a loss that cannot be tolerated. But I like it. Seeing that Persian had such a high IQ, Chen Feng became even more determined to tame this Persian. How about this? If you win, all these things are yours. Chen Feng took out a bunch of snacks from his system backpack and placed them on the ground. These were originally Pokemon snacks that Chen Feng prepared for Beedrill and Melodic. There is no other way now, I can only use it to captivate Persians. Meow. What is this? Persian looked at the snacks on the ground curiously. It has always lived in the wild and has never seen anything like this. We humans make food specifically for Pokemon. It's delicious. Chen Feng tore open a bag, took out a fruit from it and threw it to Persian. Meow. Persian jumped up, grabbed the dried fruit thrown by Chen Feng, and licked it with his tongue. Sweet and a little sour. It tastes a bit like the fruits it has eaten. But it tastes much better than tree fruits. 0. Meow, meow. The Persian swallowed the fruit in a few bites. After eating, I licked my lips, still feeling the aftertaste. Delicious, so delicious. This cat has never eaten anything so delicious. How about this? If you win, all these things are yours. If you lose and become my partner, you will have enough of these things every day. Chen Feng pointed to a pile of snacks on the ground and said. As soon as the words fell, Persian's eyes sparkled, revealing a human struggle. Persian was in constant conflict. My mother said that humans are cunning creatures. This cunning human just wanted to take advantage of me. This cat must not be fooled. But this thing is delicious. Persian looked at the snacks on the ground and swallowed. In the end, desire triumphed over reason. Meow. I agree. Meow. You can't lie to this cat. Persian nodded in agreement. Of course, if you can beat it, it's all yours. If you lose, you will be my partner, and you will have enough of these things every day. Chen Feng pointed at Beedrill and said. Meow, meow, come on, I'm a very powerful cat. Persian swooped down and growled, taking a fighting stance, ready to fight Beedrill. Very good, Beedrill, let's show it how powerful we are. I see that Persian is eager to fight. Chen Fengliang directly took out the mage bracelet and allowed Beedrill to perform Mega Evolution. This is the second time that Chen Feng has allowed Beedrill to use Mega Evolution since he unlocked it. As Chen Feng's voice fell, Beedrill began to emit the light of evolution. While waiting for the light of evolution to fade away, a Mega Beedrill appeared in front of Chen Feng. Exclamation mark. Chapter 55. Proud Persian. Meow. Persian bent over, wielded his claws, and grabbed at Beedrill. It's slash. Beedrill block. Chen Feng chose to let Beedrill and Persian fight head-on. Capturing Pokémon is just the first step for a trainer. After capturing a Pokémon, you need to develop a relationship with it. This step is the most critical. Otherwise, even if you capture a Pokémon, it will be useless if the Pokémon doesn't obey your command. The best way to capture Pokémon is to fight it head-on. This way the other party will have absolutely no complaints after losing. I will be convinced by you too. This makes it easier to cultivate feelings. Buzz. The snacks are mine. As soon as Chen Feng finished speaking, Beedrill immediately rushed forward with 6 spears. Clang. The spear and the claws collided with each other, making a sound of metal colliding, and even rubbing out an ember. Beedrill, as 403, stabbed the Persian with the spear of his other arm. Meow. Persian was startled and quickly jumped away to avoid it. As expected of a cat Pokémon, its reaction is really fast. Seeing that Persian was able to dodge Beedrill's attack, Chen Feng's eyes lit up. It is said that a cat's reaction speed is 7 times that of a snake, and this statement should be true. You should know that Beedrill's attack speed is very fast. There are very few Pokémon that are easy to avoid. But this wild Persian actually dodged. But you can't beat Beedrill like this. Catch up with Beedrill and use Twineedle Sucker Punch. Chen Feng once again commanded Beedrill to attack. Accompanied by Chen Feng's command, Beedrill flapped his wings and came to Persian in the blink of an eye. Meow. Woo. Persian was shot away by Beedrill and fell heavily to the ground, groaning in pain. I won. I'm willing to admit defeat, you have to be my partner. Chen Feng walked up to Persian. He reached out and touched Persian's wound, using the power of Evergreen to heal Persian. Meow. This cat keeps his word. Persian closed her eyes and enjoyed Chen Feng's touch, making meowing, growl, sounds from her mouth. Very good, we will be partners from now on. Chen Feng took out a Poké Ball and gently touched Persian. Persian turned into a red light and was absorbed by the Poké Ball. The Persian, who had just entered the Poké Ball, struggled a few times symbolically. With a click, the Poké Ball closed. I conquered Persian. Seeing Persian being captured, Chen Feng held up Persian's Poké Ball and said excitedly. This was the first Pokémon he had captured since coming to this world. The Beedrill in front is a gift from the system. Amphibious was given by Lu Shuyun. Only this Persian was captured by him personally. Come out, my friends. Chen Feng took out 2 Poké Balls and went upwards. 2 red lights flashed from the Poké Ball. Persian and Melodic appeared in front of Chen Feng. Meow. It looks delicious. The Persian licked his lips and stared at Melodic. Because of the Dongxi cat in Lu Shuyun's family, Melodic still has some trauma against feline Pokémon. Don't dare to touch cat Pokémon. Melodic was so scared that he quickly hid behind Chen Feng. Don't be afraid, Melodic, this is our new friend Jiaosai, go say hello to him. Jiaosai, this is also our partner, we can't eat it. Chen Feng comforted Melodic and encouraged her. Meow, this cat disdains to eat its friends. Persian turned his head proudly. Mina. Melodic glanced at Chen Feng, with some hesitation in his eyes. Don't worry, Jiaosai won't hurt you. Mina. Seeing Chen Feng's encouraging eyes, Melodic finally plucked up the courage and swam forward slowly. He turned back every 3 steps to look at Chen Feng, with some timidity in his eyes. Go ahead, come on. Chen Feng continued to cheer for Melodic. Mina. Melodic came to Persian and greeted him. Persian showed his sharp claws and slapped Melodic. Mina. Melodic was so frightened that she closed her eyes, shrank back and screamed, thinking that Persian was attacking her. But after a moment, the imagined attack did not come. Meow, meow, you will be my good sister from now on. This cat will protect you. Persian acted like a big sister and patted Melodic on the back. Meow, meow, you will be my good sister from now on. This cat will protect you. Persian proudly stretched out his paw and patted Melodic. Mina, Mina. Feeling the Persian's kindness, Melodic opened his eyes and shouted excitedly. Fortune, this is Beedrill, you just saw him. Later, Chen Feng introduced Persian to Beedrill. Meow, humph. Persian turned his head away proudly and ignored Beedrill. He was the one who defeated himself just now. He's still quite a proud cat. Lucky, are there any strong Pokémon attached to this place? Chen Feng asked Persian. I want to see if there are any powerful Pokémon nearby so I can capture them all. Expand your Pokémon pool. I have 2 identities. One is an ordinary student named Chen Feng. The second is the leader of Team Rocket. If you want to conceal your identity, you must not repeat yourself when using Pokemon. My own Beedrill is too significant. If I were to use Beedrill in Team Rocket, your identity will definitely be guessed by others at the first moment. He is the only one in the world who has such a perverted Beedrill. Meow, meow. There is a pair of Nidoking and Nidoqueen not far to the east. I can't beat them. Persian said, pointing in a direction to the east. There is also a pair of Nidoking and Nidoqueen to the east. The two of them are the totem of this land. They appear in pairs throughout the day, and if you provoke one of them, both Pokemon will beat up. Therefore, the surrounding Pokemon will avoid their territory. Nidoking, Nidoqueen. Hearing Persian's voice, Chen Feng's 4.5 eyes lit up. I had just captured Persian, but unexpectedly I encountered Nidoking Nidoqueen. This would completely transform him into Giovanni. Nidoking Nidoqueen is also one of Giovanni's boss's trump card Pokemon. Especially in the special episode, Giovanni used Nidoqueen to restrain Giratina. This is definitely boss Giovanni's peak battle. Jiaosai, take me there. Today we will make them our partners as well. Chen Feng immediately asked Persian to take Chen Feng to the territory of Nidoking Nidoqueen. Meow, meow, follow me quickly. When Persian heard this, he immediately became excited. He jumped to the front and asked Chen Feng to catch up with him. Let's go Beedrill. Chen Feng put Melodic away and immediately followed Persian to the territory of Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Chapter 56. Conquering Nidoking. Captain Zhang, this is the latest information from Heshan City. An investigator from Shuangyang City was reporting his work to Zhang Ling and handed a document to him. Good. Zhang Ling took the information and began to look through it. Shang and Zhou dynasties. As Zhang Ling continued to flip through the documents, Zhang Ling couldn't help but frown. In the document, the Heshan City Investigation Bureau told them. What was stolen from the Heshan City Museum was a damaged mural from the Shang and Zhou dynasties. Yuanwang originated in Xia. After Xia came Shang. This era is too far away for them. The historical materials handed down are even scarcer. Most of them are folk tales. Is there anything special about this stone wall? Zhang Ling asked the investigator. No, this stone wall has nothing special except that it is a little old. Moreover, after a long period of erosion, the contents of the murals are blurred and unclear. The investigator explained. That's strange. What does the Qingyan sect need this stone wall for? Zhang Ling couldn't understand what the Yan cult wanted a stone wall for. The murals from the Shang and Zhou dynasties are indeed extremely valuable to historians. But to the Qingyan sect, shouldn't it be just a useless stone? Or is there some unknown secret hidden in this stone wall? Any other clues? Zhang Ling continued to ask. There are no other clues at the moment. The investigator shook his head in denial. Apart from the news coming from Heshan City, they have not found any useful clues. Okay, I understand. Go ahead and do your work. Tell me if you find anything. Zhang Ling asked the investigator to go and do his work first. It has to be admitted that the Qingyan sect's anti-reconnaissance capabilities are very strong. They have been secretly investigating these days, but can't find any clues about Zhang Xiaoyu. No one knows how she got to Heshan City from Shuangyang City. After the investigator left, Zhang Ling rubbed his aching temple. I originally thought it was a very simple thing. Who knew that the Qingyan sect would be involved? Meow, meow, it's in front. On the other side, Persian took Chen Feng to another abandoned building. Is this the place? Chen Feng said as he looked at the abandoned building not far away. These buildings abandoned by humans are gradually reclaimed by nature and become a paradise for Pokemon. The Nidoking and Nidoqueen mentioned by the Persians lived in this building. Jiaosai, go call them out and tell them I want to challenge them. Chen Feng told Persian to contact Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Meow. Persian responded and ran towards the abandoned building in front. Go find Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Meow, meow, come out. After Persian arrived at the residence of the Nidoking Nidoqueen, Tanaka Power Trip shouted. I couldn't beat them before. It's different now. I have a master. Persian, stood up. Roar. And growl accompanied by Persian Power Trip. Two roaring voices came from inside. Then the ground began to vibrate with a dong 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 sound. One purple and one blue, two Pokemon that looked like the monster normal, ran towards the cat boss angrily. Meow. Seeing this, Persian ran towards Chen Feng. The furious Nidoking had never experienced such a taunt before, so he charged at the Persian and chased after him. Only one Nidoqueen was left to guard the house. Boom, boom, boom. Not long after, the earth began to shake. The figures of Persian and Nidoking gradually appeared in Chen Feng's sight. Pokémon. Nidoking. Attribute. Ground, Poison. Level. 44. Gender. Male. Ability. Poison Sting. When you use contact moves to attack a Pokémon with this ability, there is a 30% chance of poisoning it. Force. Increases the power of attack moves with additional effects by 30%. Moves. Trample, Body Slam, Charge, Horn Attack, Earth Power, Hyper Beam. Dual abilities. It's actually dual abilities. Looking at Nidoking not far away, Chen Feng couldn't help but feel happy. I didn't expect this Nidoking to have dual abilities. And there is also a hidden ability. Prepare for battle, Beedrill. A Pokémon with dual abilities says you can't miss anything. Chen Feng immediately took out the Mega Evolution bracelet. It is difficult to win a challenge of higher level without using Mega Evolution. Beedrill's body was seen emitting a milky white light of evolution. Then Mega Beedrill appeared in front of Chen Feng. Beedrill, use Twineedle Sucker Punch. Chen Feng immediately ordered Beedrill to attack Nidoking. Buzz. Mega Beedrill immediately flapped its wings to support Persian. Meow. When he saw Beedrill coming, the old cat knew that his mission was over. Immediately speed up and run to Chen Feng. DFL. I saw Beedrill flying towards me at high speed. Nidoking suddenly stopped, gave up chasing Persian, and glared at Beedrill. A hyper beam gathered in his mouth and shot it towards Beedrill. The hyper beam, filled with destructive power, was ejected towards Beedrill. Beedrill was seen circling in midair, easily dodging Nidoking's hyper beam. Boom. The hyper beam dodged by Beedrill was like a normal bomb, hitting the ground with a loud boom. Then a small mushroom cloud slowly rose. It's still powerful. See the deep hole left on the ground. Chen Feng couldn't help but sigh at the powerful power of hyper beam. If this hits a person, without Mega Rookie's physique, he will be doomed. No wonder there is a round of stiffness after using it. Buzz buzz buzz. Beedrill took advantage of the fact that Nidoking was unable to move due to hyper beam and immediately rushed towards Nidoking with his dual guns. Unable to move, Nidoking could only watch as Beedrill's spear pierced into his body. Bang! Even a behemoth like Nidoking was knocked away by Beedrill's shot and fell heavily to the ground. Although Beedrill's powerful attack did not cause Nidoking to lose its combat effectiveness directly, King 133 was also seriously injured. And Nidoking slowly climbed up from the ground, anger burning in his eyes. As a totem, I have never suffered such injustice. Enduring the pain in his body, he rushed towards Beedrill quickly. Although its body is huge, the speed of Nidoking's collision is not slow at all. In the blink of an eye, they arrived in front of Beedrill. But all this was too slow in Beedrill's eyes. Beedrill just turned sideways and easily avoided Nidoking's attack. Beedrill finish him off. Chen Feng commanded Beedrill to defeat Nidoking. There was a Nidoqueen waiting for him to catch, so he had no time to play with him. Buzz. Beedrill rushed towards Nidoking at high speed with two guns in hand. With a thump, Nidoking's eyes turned red and he fell to the ground, losing his ability to fight. Go, Poké Ball. Seeing that Nidoking had lost its combat effectiveness, Chen Feng threw out the Poké Ball without hesitation. The Poké Ball hit Nidoking accurately. Nidoking instantly turned into a red light and was absorbed by the Poké Ball. The Poké Ball didn't even wobble. Now there's only one Nidoqueen left. Chen Feng picked up Nidoking's Poké Ball. He murmured while looking at the building not far away. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are obviously a pair of Pokémon. Chen Feng plans to capture Nidoqueen as well, and then cultivate the relationship between them. Boom. At this moment, there was a sudden explosion where Nidoqueen was standing. A puff of black smoke slowly rose into the air. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel. Chapter 57. Meet Pokemon Hunter again. There's a fight. Beedrill, let's go over there. Seeing the black smoke coming out not far away, Chen Feng immediately rushed over here. Nidoqueen was his target. Boss, this Nidoqueen has been caught, and there is another Nidoking that is not here. Where the Nidoking and Nidoqueen live. A middle-aged man with a coxcomb hairstyle locked Nidoqueen in an iron cage and spoke viciously to a bald middle-aged man. Hey, he can't get away. The man who was called the boss by the coxcomb man had a sinister look in his eyes and said while looking in the direction outside. Some time ago, they accidentally saw the Nidoking and Nidoqueen living here. as a notorious Pokemon hunter. At that time, they set their sights on the Nidoking and the Nidoqueen. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are the evolutions of Nidorino and Nidorina through Moonstone. Wild Nidoking and Nidoqueen like this are very rare in the wild. If only we could catch this Nidoking and Nidoqueen. They can make a fortune. It's actually a Pokemon hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people in total. On the other side, Chen Feng, who was here, took in all the scenery of the abandoned buildings. In the abandoned building, 4 Pokemon hunters equipped with modern technology were serving as servants. There is also a Nidoqueen, whose eyes are shaped like mosquito coils and are full of scars, and is locked in a special iron cage. The modern technology and special iron cages on their bodies all indicate that these people are Pokemon hunters. Only Pokemon hunters use modern technology to help them catch Pokemon. The explosion sound just now was not caused by Nidoqueen fighting with other trainers. Rather, it was the explosion sound made when these people used some modern technology to capture the Nidoqueen and were destroyed by the Nidoqueen. Whoosh! At this moment, the Poké Ball containing Nidoking suddenly flashed red. Nidoking escaped from the Poké Ball without permission. Nidoking! Chen Feng quickly called out to Nidoking. But he saw his wife was seriously injured and locked in an iron cage. Nidoking ignored Chen Feng. The hunter roared at the group of Pokemon. A hyper beam filled with destructive power condenses in its mouth. Nidoking's furious voice immediately attracted the attention of 4 Pokemon hunters. It's Nidoking. He's back. Prepare for battle. It's good that he came. I was just worried that he wouldn't come. Duck-billed Charmeleon, use Flame Spray. Crocodile, use Mud Shot. Honchkrow, use Shadow Ball. Mengonaya, use Pin Missile. The 4 Pokemon hunters were instantly attracted by Nidoking's roar and saw a hyper beam condensed in Nidoking's mouth. He immediately released his Pokemon and directed them to attack Nidoking to stop Nidoking's hyper beam. 4 attacks of different attributes came towards Nidoking. Boom! There was a loud noise. The hyper beam and the 4 attacks collided with each other, making a loud explosion. Suddenly thick smoke rose up. A huge mushroom cloud slowly rose in the center of the explosion. With a thump, Nidoking fell directly to the ground. Nidoking was already in a severely injured contest condition, and he just released such a powerful hyper beam. No longer having the strength to fight, Nidoking fell to the ground unwillingly with a thud. His eyes were looking directly in the direction of Nidoqueen. Leave it to me next. At this moment, Nidoking suddenly felt a warm current coming from behind him. My injuries are slowly recovering and my strength is constantly returning. Why? Looking at Chen Feng behind him, Nidoking showed a puzzled look and growled. Isn't this human in front of them one of their group? Why should you help yourself? Don't worry, I'm not in the same group with them. Chen Feng explained after hearing Nidoking's doubts. Nidoking just released a hyper beam and can't move. We'll attack immediately after the smoke clears. Through the thick fog, the Pokemon hunter's voice once again reached Chen Feng's ears. The Pokemon hunter prepares to attack by taking advantage of the stiffness after Nidoking releases hyper beam. You should have a good rest. Leave the rest to Beedrill. It will definitely rescue Nidoqueen. A voice was heard coming from the thick fog. Chen Feng took out Nidoking's Poké Ball and captured it again. The injuries on Nidoking cannot be healed quickly by simply using the power of Evergreen. The rest of the battle can be left to Melodic and Beedrill. Ahem, where's Nidoking? Waiting for the smoke to clear, the bald Pokemon hunter coughed twice and looked forward. The Nidoking they were about to capture miraculously disappeared from the spot. Boss, there's a man over there. What a strange Beedrill, it must be very valuable. This person looks so familiar. The bald boss followed the direction pointed by his subordinates. A young boy and a very strange-looking Beedrill appeared in the bald Pokemon hunter's sight. When looking at Chen Feng's Beedrill, a trace of greed flashed in the bald Pokemon hunter's eyes. Beedrill is indeed a popular product. You can catch a bunch of them in any forest. But this Pokemon is different from ordinary Beedrill. The whole body is angular, and the feet have turned into 2 thorns. More powerful offensiveness. He had never seen Beedrill like this before. This can definitely be sold for a good price, even more valuable than Nidoking and Nidoqueen combined. Pokemon hunters who have not seen Mega Evolution mistook Mega Evolution Beedrill for a mutated Beedrill. Quote. Boy, you are the one who conquered our Nidoking. The bald Pokemon hunter said fiercely. Is this what you mean? Chen Feng took out the Poké Ball containing Nidoking and asked as if he knew nothing. Yes, that's it, kid. This is our prey. Now you've captured it. What do you think we should do? Ah, is that so? What should I do? I just saw a Nidoking lying on the ground. Without thinking too much, I threw a Poké Ball and captured him. Chen Feng pretended to be at a loss and continued speaking. Hey, this is easy. Since you caught our Pokémon, use this Beedrill of yours to make amends. The greedy bald Pokémon hunter didn't find any loopholes in Chen Feng's words. Beedrill, who only wants Chen Feng? Not only does he want Beedrill, he also wants Nidoking. Quote. Chen Feng looked embarrassed. Don't be so rude, kid. One Nidoking for one Beedrill, that's a good deal for you. The bald man's younger brother shouted loudly when he saw Chen Feng began to hesitate. Quote. Chen Feng raised his head and stammered. Suddenly the subject changed. If you want my Beedrill, I'm afraid you don't have the strength to do it. Chen Feng's temperament suddenly became sharp. A level 35 duck-billed flame dragon, a level 36 crocodile, a level 32 honchkrow, and a level 33 mengornaya. These scumbags want to steal his Beedrill. These 4 Pokémon are not enough for Beedrill to defeat alone. Even if they have other Pokémon, these 4 Pokémon can be considered their strength, but that's probably all, and they can't pose any threat to him. The only thing to watch out for is the high-tech weapons in their hands. Chapter 58. Daewon Company Recruitment. Boss, why do we have to come here to recruit workers? At the same time, on Liming Street, a young woman with a good figure and good looks covered her nose with one hand and looked at the dirty street with disgust. He didn't understand why their company's treatment was so good, but the boss had to come to this street to recruit workers. Liming Street is famous for being dirty and messy in the entire Shuangyang city. Li Junhua was also a little shocked. This was his first time in Liming Street. He didn't expect that Chen Feng actually lived in such an environment. Don't ask so many questions, Lu, just start. Li Junhua knew that Chen Feng didn't want others to know his identity. Without saying too much to the girl, he asked another male colleague to start recruiting workers. This time, there were 3 people in their group, and their purpose was to recruit workers in Liming Street. I only saw the boy named Xiaolu. Take out a Poké Ball. Come out, squeaky bird. As the Poké Ball flashed red, a colorful parrot-shaped Pokémon flew into the air. Squawkwafina, the musical note Pokémon, is one of the few Pokémon that can learn human language. Fool. As soon as the squawk came out of the Poké Ball, it flew to Lu Siqi's shoulder and kept calling out to the girl. Lu Siqi, please take care of this noisy bird of yours. Seeing the noisy bird, Yi Wei kept calling her a fool, and stomped the stomping tantrum, feeling a little unhappy. Okay, squeaky bird, time to get down to business. Lu Siqi gave Yi Wei an apologetic look. Let the squawking bird get down to business. His cackling bird is good at everything except cursing. Lu Siqi was also quite helpless about this. Fool. After receiving Lu Siqi's command, the squawking bird flapped its wings and flew towards Liming Street. Daewon Technology Company, Limited is hiring, and Daewon Technology Company, Limited is hiring. The basic salary is 3,000 yuan, with 5 insurances and 1 housing fund, as well as performance-based commissions. The treatment is generous. As long as you are between 18 and 50, regardless of gender, age or status, you can sign up at the street corner. The squawking bird flapped its wings and spread the information that Daewon Company was recruiting on Liming Street. Daewon Company is the name Chen Feng gave to the company. The intention is to make Daewon Company shine in this world. What kind of company is Daewon Technology? I don't know. Is it true that they are recruiting here? Didn't that squawking bird just say that the registration office is at the corner of the street? Just go and ask and you'll know. I wonder if they want a cripple. Old Li, are you going or not? Go. Why not go? Wait for me, let's go ask together. All the people who heard the croaking bird growl opened their doors and windows, leaned out and talked to each other. BFDA, Liming Street, a street abandoned by Shuangyang City. It has always been there people who go out to find jobs, and the pay is very poor. No one has ever taken the initiative to come here to recruit workers. Li Junhua was the first. Some people who were idle at home got dressed curiously and went out to the streets. Prepare to ask what's going on. Boss, here they come. The guards are here. Yi Wei looked at the crowd running towards them and said excitedly. Xiao Yi, Xiao Lu, get everything ready. Li Junhua instructed Xiao Yi and Xiao Lu. Yes, boss. Lu Siqi quickly moved 2 folding tables from the car at the back and placed them in the front. Yi Wei also took out a pile of registration forms from the folder, placed them on the table, and began to prepare. Soon, Li Junhua was surrounded by people from Liming Street who wanted to learn about this job. Are all the 5 social insurances and 1 housing fund in your company real? One of the people asked in disbelief. Nowadays, most companies only provide 5 insurances to their employees, and no funds at all. Can a company like this that can be included in the Provident Fund come to recruit workers in their Liming Street? They don't believe that such a good thing can happen in the world. Yeah, is that true? You won't lie to us again. Others echoed. What everyone cares most about when they go out to work is the salary and benefits. This is for everyone. We are a legitimate company. We will sign a formal labor contract with all employees who come to work in our company to protect your rights. If we fail to do what we promised, you can go to the Labor Supervision Office to sue us at any time. Li Junhua took out several drafted labor contracts and handed them to the people in front of him, asking them to look through them. Although their company has just started up, it has very good prospects. These welfare benefits are nothing at all. There is no need to break trust in front of employees for these things. It's true. It's written in the contract. Yes, it's true. The first few people who received the labor contracts took a look at them. Just as Li Junhua said, the promised welfare benefits are all written on it. If they don't promise, they can really sue them. Our company is sincerely recruiting here. If you have any concerns, please raise them together. Li Junhua continued to ask everyone, ready to dispel their doubts together. I'm 42 years old, I have a lame leg, and I can endure hardships. Do you want me? I don't have any diplomas, I'm just a bunch of muscle, what can I do in your company? What does your company do? Is it far from here? How many people do you recruit? I saw that everything Li Junhua promised was true. All these people were excited. The basic salary is 3,000 yuan, plus 5 insurances and 1 fund, and performance commission, so it's at least 5,000 yuan a month. This is considered a high-paying job in a small 4th-tier city like Shuangyang. Quiet. Everyone, be quiet. I will answer you one by one. Li Junhua clapped his hands for everyone to be quiet, and answered their questions one by one. As long as you are over 18 years old and under 50 years old, regardless of gender, age or status, as long as you are willing to endure hardships and work hard, I, Li Junhua, will never treat you unfairly and will fulfill my promises. Our company is currently located in Shuangyang Industrial Zone. If it is inconvenient to live there, our company will also provide dormitories for employees. The company is engaged in Poké Ball business, it is a legitimate business, everyone can rest assured. The company is in the development stage. We will recruit as many people as you have. Li Junhua explained to everyone and resolved their concerns. Old Li, do you think it's okay to go or not? I still think it's a little unreliable. How could such a good thing happen to us? I think so too. I am waiting and watching. If you don't go, I will. Yes, I'll go too. It's a rare opportunity. Who knows when the place will be full? The people below were discussing this matter. Some people are tempted and want to give it a try. Some people are cautious and want to wait and see. Anyone who wants to work in our company can sign a labor contract today and start working tomorrow. Hearing the discussions below, Li Junhua continued. And this sentence completely dispelled the thoughts of those who were ready to wait and see. They all went forward to sign the labor contracts. I'll go. Boss, sign me, I'm very capable. Don't push me, I came here first. Don't rush, line up, everyone has a share. Everyone has a share. Yi Wei kept shouting loudly. Let everyone line up. Soon a long queue formed on Don Street. Uncle Feng, what's going on? Why is there such a long line? Zhang Shuiwei, who had just returned, saw a long queue on Liming Street and asked a familiar person questions in confusion. A company came to our Liming Street to recruit workers. Basic salary of 3,000 yuan, 5 insurances and 1 housing fund, accommodation included, and the contract is signed on the spot. Isn't everyone signing up? The man called Uncle Feng explained. Recruiting. Zhang Shuiwei looked at the team in front of him in confusion, lowered his brows and thought for a while, then turned back to his room. Chapter 59. Arm blocking bicycle. Ha ha ha, what did I just hear? We don't have the strength. Just relying on a level 27 Beedrill like you. The bald Pokemon hunter seemed to have heard something funny, and Power Trip laughed with his hands on his hips. This kid must have been too stupid to attend school. Didn't he see the four of them? Did he think a level 27 Beedrill could defeat them? Boy, hand over Beedrill and Nidoking. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. The bald man looked at Chen Feng fiercely and threatened him. Boss, this person seems to be Chen Feng. At this moment, one of the Pokemon hunters suddenly thought of something and reminded the bald Pokemon hunter. Chen Feng, who is he? The bald Pokemon hunter was slightly stunned when he heard his younger brother's voice. I didn't react for a moment. Who is Chen Feng? Boss, that's the one that was making a lot of noise a while ago. The number one genius in Shuangyang City, he has no professional rating, but he used a Beedrill to defeat several junior trainers in a row. It is rumored that his strength has reached that of an intermediate trainer. Another Pokemon hunter explained weakly. Their strength is that of a junior trainer. Since the other party can defeat the junior trainer, it means that he has fought with them before. After hearing the younger brother's explanation, the bald Pokemon hunter's gaze towards Chen Feng suddenly changed. It wasn't the contempt just now, but rather a bit of disbelief. This kid can actually beat a junior trainer. What are you afraid of? Are we four afraid of him alone? The bald man glared at the younger brother. It really boosts others' morale but destroys your own prestige. It is true that the opponent can defeat the junior trainer, but those are all single combat. There are four of them. Even the level 40 plus Nidoking is not the rival of the four of them. He just didn't believe that the other party could beat the beat up of the four of them. What's more, they have other equipment. Boy, even if you are Chen Feng, the number one genius in Shuangyang City. Today we brothers are going to personally find a genius. Ha 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 ha. The bald Pokemon hunter looked like he had Chen Feng in his grasp and laughed. When Chen Feng saw the bald Pokemon hunter, he felt nothing. It's like looking at a clown normal. Do you know what happened to the last person who said this to me? Chen's mouth corners slightly raised. This group of people obviously did not realize the seriousness of the matter. The last person who said the same thing to him, Chu Guocheng, had died from Beedrill's sting. What will happen? The bald man answered subconsciously. You'll find out in a moment. Beedrill, kill him. Buzz. As soon as Chen Feng finished speaking, Beedrill flapped its wings rapidly and rushed straight towards the bald man. Under the agility contest condition, Beedrill simply disappeared from the spot. The bald man saw Beedrill suddenly disappear and quickly reminded everyone. But it was too late. The bald man hasn't finished speaking yet. When Beedrill appeared again, he was already in front of him. Poochie. The sound of a spear piercing flesh. Beedrill's spear went straight into the bald man's body. Inject poison barb into the bald man's body. The poison barb toxin in Mega Beedrill's arms is the most potent and can kill humans instantly. The toxin in the tail sting is slightly weaker, and the onset of toxicity is delayed. I saw a trace of dark red blood flowing from the corner of the bald man's mouth. The bald man lowered his head and looked at his abdomen in disbelief. At this moment, he had only one thought in his mind. That means he is going to die. Beedrill's poison had already flowed through his blood and throughout his body. With a thump, the bald man fell straight to the ground. 583. The boss is dead. Looking at the bald man lying on the ground with a purple face. His three younger brothers showed horrified looks. Dead, just dead like that. The boss they admired was killed just like that. From the beginning to now, less than 5 seconds have passed, and their boss has been killed by Beedrill. Roar. Seeing his master being killed, Crocodile Dragon howled in pain. A tear trickled down Crocodile's eye. No matter how bad his master is, he still loves him. And, Crocodile howled to the sky again and quickly crashed into the wall of the abandoned building. A bang sound was heard. Crocodile crashed into the rebar on top of the abandoned building. The sharp steel bar went straight through Crocodile's neck. Woo! The steel bar pierced Crocodile's neck, but did not kill him on the spot. Crocodile stared at the bald man's body and let out a low growl. Beedrill, give him a good beating, Twineedle stab. Seeing this scene, Chen Feng couldn't help but be moved. Let Beedrill give him a quick death. This is the best way to deal with Crocodile. Puff. As the spear pierced into the flesh, Crocodile died under Beedrill's spear. The voices of two systems came into Chen Feng's mind. Ding, your Beedrill defeated the level 36 Crocodile and gained 2034 experience points. Ding, you gained 90 combat points, and the current combat value is 3090 points. Level 28. Through the Eye of Insight, Chen Feng saw Beedrill's level after killing Crocodile. The level has been raised from 27 to 28. Now it's your turn. Chen Feng turned his attention to the other 3 Pokemon hunters. None of these people can escape. You, don't come over here. The remaining 3 Pokemon hunters saw Chen Feng set his sights on them. I was so scared that I kept moving backwards. This Beedrill is so scary. It came and went without a trace, and their naked eyes could not even capture the speed of this Beedrill. If you are not careful, you will become like their boss. Beedrill, Twineedle Sucker Punch, take care of their Pokemon. Chen Feng was unwilling to continue wasting time on them. Commanding Beedrill to attack their Pokemon. AAA. Please give me flowers. After receiving Chen Feng's command, Beedrill disappeared from everyone's sight again. Beedrill is seen disappearing again. The remaining 3 Pokemon hunters broke out in cold sweats. Careful. Duck-billed Charmander, use Fire Spin and burn him to death. We also go up to Honchkrow and use Shadow Ball. Mangonaya Bullet Seed. The remaining 3 Pokemon hunters quickly commanded their Pokemon to launch indiscriminate attacks. Pray that we can attack Beedrill. Otherwise, wait until their Pokemon loses its combat effectiveness. Death will await them. Beedrill kept shuttling back and forth, dodging the attacks of Charmeleon, Honchkrow, and Mongoose, and approached the 3 Pokemon. Beedrill appeared directly in front of the duck-billed dragon. He stretched out his spear and shot the duck-billed fire dragon flying. Bang! The duck-billed fire dragon slammed heavily into the wall of the abandoned building, its eyes became like mosquito coils and it lost its combat effectiveness. Ding! Your Beedrill defeated the 35-level duck-billed fire dragon and gained 2003 experience points. Ding! You gained 87 combat points, and your current combat value is 3,117. 2 more system voices sounded in Chen Feng's mind. After dealing with the duck-billed fire dragon, Beedrill turned his attention to the remaining Mangonia and Honchkrow. There were 2 more bangs, and Honchkrow and Mangonia lost their combat effectiveness one after another. The whole process takes no more than 5 seconds. All 3 Pokemon lost their combat power. Run. I saw my Pokemon being killed instantly by the other Pokemon in just a few moments. The remaining 3 people shouted and started running out. Invincible. This Beedrill is too strong. Pokemon that were nearly 10 levels higher than him were killed instantly. The terrifying speed and powerful attack power are not something they can deal with. Run. Can you run away? Looking at the backs of Chen Feng and the other 2, Chen Feng showed a cruel smile. Follow him, Beedrill. Buzz. Beedrill flapped the 6 pairs of wings behind him and rushed towards the 3 people at a rapid speed. Hateful. You forced us to do this. Go to hell. Beedrill is seen disappearing again. One of the Pokemon hunters knew that they couldn't outrun Beedrill without Pokemon. He immediately turned around, raised an arm equipped with modern equipment, and aimed at Chen Feng. Even if he dies, he will take someone with him. DB. But at this moment, blood suddenly gushed out from his neck. Thump. The Pokemon hunter didn't even have time to activate his Kanto before Beedrill's sharp spear slashed his neck. Fall directly to the ground. Seeing his companions die, the remaining 2 Pokemon hunters ran even harder. But no matter how fast they ran, they could never match Beedrill's speed. In the blink of an eye, he was stabbed to death by Beedrill. I seem to be becoming more and more like a villain. Looking at the 4 bodies lying on the ground, Chen Feng felt no emotion, as if he had killed not 4 people, but 4 ants. Chapter 60. Conquering Nidoqueen. After dealing with the 4 Pokemon hunters, Chen Feng turned his attention to the Nidoqueen trapped in the cage. Pokemon. Nidoqueen. Attribute. Ground, Poison. Level. 43. Gender. Female. Ability. Poison Sting. When you use contact moves to attack a Pokemon with this ability, there is a 30% chance of poisoning it. Moves. Trample, Body Slam, Charge, Horn Attack, Earth Power, Hyper Beam. In addition to being female, its level is 1 level lower than Nidoking and it has no hidden abilities. All information of Nidoqueen is the same as Nidoking. Chen Feng took out Nidoking's Poké Ball and threw it upwards. Come out, you idiot. With the Poké Ball's red light flashing, Nidoking appeared in front of Chen Feng. Nidoking, tear it down. Chen Feng immediately commanded Nidoking to destroy the special iron cage that held Nidoqueen. And, Nidoking let out a howl and quickly ran towards Nidoqueen. Waving his powerful fist, using all his strength, he smashed down, 033. Boom. There was a loud noise. The specially made iron cage was bent and deformed by Nidoking. Roar. Another roar. Nidoking grabbed the bars of the cage with both hands, muscles bulging, and used all his strength to pry them apart. He forcibly pried open the bars of the iron cage. Woo. Looking at the seriously injured Nidoqueen lying in the cage, Nidoking turned around and growled at Chen Feng. Let Chen Feng come to rescue Nidoqueen. He knew that this human had the ability to cure the Nidoqueen. Don't worry, leave it to me. Chen Feng walked to Nidoking and patted Nidoking's huge body to reassure Nidoking. Under the watchful eyes of Nidoking, Chen Feng came to Nidoqueen, squatted down, put his hands on Nidoqueen's body, and began to release the power of Changpan, and then treated her. A force invisible to the naked eye slowly flowed from Chen Feng's palm into Nidoqueen's body. Woo! With the continuous infusion of Evergreen's power, Nidoqueen slowly opened her eyes, as if she felt Chen Feng's kindness. Nidoqueen howled softly, closed his eyes and let Chen Feng treat him. Nidoqueen, I have treated your injuries. You just need to rest well. About half an hour later, Chen Feng checked the sweat on his forehead with his sleeve. The frequent use of Evergreen's power had already made his body feel a little weak. Woo! Nidoqueen slowly stood up and thanked Chen Feng. Nidoking also walked over to Nidoqueen and rubbed against Nidoqueen's body. Nidoqueen, come and be my partner. I can make you stronger and you will never be attacked by Pokemon hunters again. Chen Feng asked the Nidoqueen. Huh, what do you think? Nidoking asked Nidoqueen. Roar, I think it's okay. Nidoqueen nodded in agreement. If it were before, they would definitely not agree. But after this Pokemon hunter attack, they deeply realized the lack of their own strength. Roar, we agree to join in. After getting the affirmation from his wife, Nidoking shouted towards Chen Feng. Great Nidoqueen. Hearing Nidoking's answer, Chen Feng jumped up excitedly. He took out a blank Poké Ball and headed towards Nidoqueen fling. The Poké Ball hit Nidoqueen accurately. I saw Nidoqueen turned into a red light and was absorbed by the Poké Ball. Click. I conquered Nidoqueen. Chen Feng picked up the Poké Ball containing Duoho and said excitedly. In this way, I now own 5 Pokemon. Beedrill and Melodic are used to identify themselves as students. Persian, Nidoking, and Nidoqueen are used for Team Rocket's identities. You should come back too, Zhuang. Chen Feng took out Nidoking's Poké Ball and put Nidoking back into the Poké Ball. Nidoking and Nidoqueen were both seriously injured, but he used the power of Changpan to recover a little. They still need a lot of rest to heal their injuries. The next step is to deal with these people. Chen Feng's order of priority is very clear. After treating the Nidoqueen, deal with the 4 Pokemon hunters and their Pokemon. Half an hour later, the bodies of 4 Pokemon hunters and their Pokemon were laid out in a row. Chen Feng looked at their equipment speechlessly. Poison Barb, Paralysis Shot, Thunder Shock Gun, Flying Device. With this kind of equipment, they are actually Pokemon hunters. I don't know if it's because of the low level of technology in this world or because they are just incompetent. The equipment of these Pokemon hunters was far from what he remembered. Except for the flying device, all the equipment is junk. It's of no value at all. It's quite shameful for a Pokemon hunter to have lived to this point. What should we do with these Pokemon? Chen Feng rubbed his temples, feeling a headache. If a person is killed, then he is killed. But he didn't know how to deal with Pokemon. Except for Crocodile who committed suicide, the other 3 Pokemon are all still alive. Yes. At this moment, the duck-billed fire dragon that had previously lost its combat effectiveness suddenly woke up. He saw his trainer lying on the ground, lifeless. The duck-billed fire dragon blinked its confused eyes. I don't know what happened during my coma. He's dead. I killed him. Chen Feng's voice suddenly reached the ears of the duck-billed fire dragon. The duck-billed fire dragon headed in the direction of the sound. Chen Feng was seen sitting on the ground with a piece of dogtail grass hanging from his arm, and there was a Beedrill beside him. It's him. I was defeated by this Beedrill before. Now that you're awake, make a choice. You have 3 choices. First, commit suicide like Crocodile. Second, let Beedrill kill. Third, become a wild Pokemon and return to nature. Fourth, I will find a new trainer for you to make you stronger. Chen Feng spoke slowly, giving the duck-billed fire dragon 4 choices. Let the duck-billed fire dragon choose its own destiny. Just after hearing Chen Feng's words, the duck-billed fire dragon fell into deep thought. It knew very well that it was not Beedrill's rival. He would not choose either the first or the second. hesitating between the third and fourth. Cha-cha, the fourth one. After a moment, the duck-billed fire dragon shouted at Chen Feng. Select the fourth option. It remembers that a long time ago, it was conquered by humans. The purpose is to become stronger. Very good, come here. I will make you 100 times stronger than before. Hear the choice of the duck-billed fire dragon. Chen Feng smiled slightly. Just. The duck-billed fire dragon walked towards Chen Feng step by step with slow steps. Fighting behind Chen Feng. Another half hour passed 0.0. Honchkrow and Mangonaya woke up one after another. Chen Feng also gave them the same 4 options and asked them to choose. Only Mangogenia chose to return to nature. Honchkrow chose to follow Chen Feng just like the Rathalos. Ding, ding, ding. Just then, Chen Feng's phone suddenly rang. Chen Feng picked up the phone and looked at it carefully. It was none other than Li Junhua who called. Hey, boss, the recruitment for Liming Street has been completed. The company can officially start work tomorrow. Before Chen Feng could speak, Li Junhua's voice came from the phone. Okay, I understand. You can arrange these things as you see fit. Chen Feng said lightly. The reason for looking for Li Junhua was that I wanted to be a hands-off boss. Otherwise, if I was really interested, I would have done it myself long ago. Don't worry, boss, our products will be sold all over the world. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories, and never miss out on a great listen.